problem.
Daddy, won't you be my daddy? I need a daddy.
All right. I just, do they say that? Do they say I want a daddy in there? Because I feel like that is where
that's the kind of shit you don't like. And I get that. I can get that. That's just what the song says.
Because you see, I was tolerating it until you said, I need a daddy.
That's what triggered you. That's how it triggered you.
Yeah.
I need a daddy. And it's, won't you be my daddy?
I don't like it. And if you click on the fantasy category on porn, it's all like dad fucks his stepdaughter's sister, or dad sneaks with his stepdaughter's best friend.
Sleepover.
And it's
dad
like
creeps in with his stepmom too.
Yeah, that too. Hot stepmother yearning for this big cock. I'd be like, go
son.
Ugh. I don't like any of it.
Listen, baby.
Anyway,
they got to get that $40 and permission to go to the fair.
Demetria, don't be inappropriate. I
need to get my clothes out the dryer, stepmom. Are you gonna move over?
Hello and welcome to the
facts.
I go.
Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome to the Facts
and Feelings
Happy Hour. I am the one, the hiatus, numero uno, Big Meech, not the little one. And I got with me.
I'm Faya Angelou. Hi, everyone. I mean, when you give that level of cool.
Yeah, no, you don't, but you don't have to. You don't got to retreat. Yes, you do.
I do.
Always retreat when I deliver that.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to try to match that.
Say, just, all right. Okay.
Was that it?
I don't know. I wonder if mine sounded the same.
Do you do
it? No, just can you hear a full beatbox, or do you just hear like crackling? Like you were sounding like static.
Okay. I can just do your thing and I'm going to do it. Is it my turn now?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Leave it alone. It's
okay. I'm so happy to be here with you this week. How are you doing? What's been going on?
Man, it's beginning to look a lot like. It's good. It's been a good week for me. I got a lot of pieces on the board moving around. You know what I mean? And it's feeling pretty good. So
you got a couple irons in the fire, as the old people would say. I got a couple
irons in the fire, as the old folks would say. And, that's that. We'll see how they play out. I got also, I was trying to figure out today, it is getting cold. And I don't know exactly when, it's time to turn the heat on. One of the rules. I know people are like, oh, yeah, wait till November. I'm not doing it till the last, but it's cold. I didn't turn it on today. I turned the fireplace on because it's gas, but I'm in that middle ground where, it was cold today. Next week it's going to be 80. And then after that, it's going to be cold again. So.
Well, okay. So when you say cold, do you mean just in the mornings? Because here in Georgia, it's only chilly in the mornings and it get up to 86, 87, 88. And then it just taper off at around 75. So the morning is great. I want it to feel, if like it feels like it feels in the morning there in Charlotte where you are, I need to come back for another visit.
It doesn't. So the thing is, well, it does sometimes, which is why, like I said, it teeters. Like next week, it's going to be very hot. So it is cool in the mornings, but today in particular, it was like a cool day. Like it was overcast, windy, and it was cold all day. And it's, when it's cold outside, it's cold in my house also. Because, the thermostat kind of go off of that. And I was just like, it's cold in here. Like hot chocolate cold.
Ooh, cozy.
Yeah, it was cold.
You got a really nice sofa too. So you should cozy up on that motherfucker. Listen. Also, you one second. Okay. You brought up something that we're going to have to talk about it. It's going to be a segment today, but just put a pin in it. I never remember. Maybe you can help me, but put a pin in this part where people that are still living in the you oughts. Okay. Like you said, it's chilly. When should I turn on my heat? I would say when your motherfucking body feel like it. But there are a lot of people that are still beholden to the no. So let's just put a pin in that. Before I even go into what I'm drinking, I want to tell the people where they can give us some feedback, right? You're already listening, so you know where to find us. But let me tell you how to engage with us on the socials of media. So the first thing is on Instagram. I'm gonna give you our Instagram. I think I realized that almost every episode I give something different. So people may not know, but you can find us on Instagram at FFHH Podcast. I know I have never said that on this show. I have probably made up something different every time. The official, okay? There might be some duplicate accounts out there, fan accounts. Don't follow them. You know what I mean? Follow the official page, FFHH Podcast on Instagram. You can also find us on the TikToks at the Facts and Feelings Happy Hour Podcast. Very long title that we have for this show, but the Facts and Feelings Happy Hour Podcast on TikTok. You can email us. Okay, I do know this one, facts.feelings.pod@gmail. If you got a question, you want to ask your big cuz, little cuz, other cuz a question, email us. We're right there. Join the Discord. We have so many ways for you to touch base with us. Many of you still resort to texting our direct phones, and that's okay. But I could also say leave that comment on YouTube. Rate and review and subscribe on Apple and Spotify. Okay? Just get at us. We're happy to hear from you. Continue on.
No, man. Tell me about your week. What happened?
Oh, my week.
What up?
Every week it's much the same. And I will say that I'm entering a season where it's a bit of a valley in terms of emotional, where I am coming up on the anniversary of my mom's passing. And I'm always trying to balance, like, am I feeling sad? And then it just so happens to be coming up, or am I hyper aware of the dates and all that stuff? And then I start to feel sad. Then my therapist says, don't question that. What does that even matter? That's you trying to substantiate, should you be sad? If you feel sad, no matter when or how it came about, just fucking pay attention to that. And I'm like, okay, you're right. You're right about that. But I will say, caring also, I think we need to do a show or something on caretakers, because every time I go and visit my dad, and those of you who know or may not know, my dad was recently diagnosed with dementia in June, and it is accelerating pretty quickly. But every time I leave him, it's like like I just turn to Eeyore, because it's just so much, particularly my dad's issues around dementia are just thinking he's seeing my mom and, kind of rehashing all of the things that happened at the end of her life. And anybody that's lost somebody to any disease or anything where it's a slow decline, they say, well, for me, it has been the hardest thing to get over, seeing somebody you love suffer like that. It's not just the passing, because it's like at some point, you kind of want that transition to happen because you don't want that person to suffer anymore. But just seeing them in agony and seeing them suffer, and I just keep getting that feeling I had of just seeing her sick and not sleeping through the night because I'm sitting with her and I just want to make sure she's good. And so it is like a very hard thing to get past. In my head, I can hear my mom in every self-help book saying, focus on the life that they lived, the good times that you had, the memories and stuff like that. But just seeing somebody you love like that suffer. And I think that is what is still really impacting my dad. And it's like, he still thinks that she's here, still suffering, which is a particular type of hell, which, hey, okay, I don't know what people do to live the lives that get the karma that they get. But it seems like a particular type of hell that it's just hard to watch. So that's kind of what I deal with every week. I don't always talk about it because it's just like a constant. But yeah, that's kind of been my week by and large. On the entrepreneurship front, I feel really optimistic about what is going on with me career-wise. And what is crazy is that I have no evidence to support this. You know what I mean? Like I had my first speaking engagement last week. Okay, cool. But that was on the books, before. I have basically, I just feel overwhelmingly positive about this step that I have taken into this journey, but there's nothing happening to substantiate that.
They don't need it.
It's not like I have gotten a letter that's like, hey, Michelle, we're going to work this out. And just you'll hear back from us in 2 days. So money's on the way. Just intuitively, it's like, okay, this is a bit of a rough patch, but what's about to happen. That's and so I'm like, okay, it is, but it's also kind of right. I mean, I'm just trying to hold on to that too.
Yeah, so, try to, because it defeats feeling like over and over and over and constantly feeling like, like, oh, did I make the right decision? Or that contemplative state. So to feel like, what, like you said, the fruit is coming. Like I know it's coming. And so it's coming too. Yeah.
You got it. It's coming.
Yeah,
no, that's my shit.
No. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
All right. What you sipping on? Look like you got a little. What you got? A little Perrier?
It's just some water here. But I realized from the side and the size of the bottle, it looked like I was drinking a 40 ounce. Yeah. So that's what I'm drinking water.
They don't make plastic. Oh, do they make 40s in plastic now? Or they no longer?
They do make. They come in glass and plastic, because I used to play, and when I say used to, not very long, a very alcoholic game called Edward 40 Hands. And you tape them. You take right. This is what you do. A 40 ounce around your hand, and then you can't use your hands. And you can imagine it's real crazy for people that love to be on their phone. And so what I have seen is that the phone junkies will fucking ruin their liver to finish drinking their 40 and get their phones. And I'm like, that's wild.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. But I also, I kind of just want my hands too. So like, do you not get your hands until you finish the 40?
Yeah, because your hands are taped to the bottle.
Yeah, I'm not interested in drinking the 40, but I would like my hands. Like,
well, you got to drink the 40 to get your hands loose. Yeah. That's the whole point of Edward 40 Hands. Otherwise, you're just sitting around drinking beer.
Nasty beer at that.
Well, beer is nasty, period. But I contend that all liquor is nasty. None of it is like, woody oak smoke, delicious. Alcohol is made better by the stuff you put in it.
40 ounces of malt liquor is just, I would rather be Edward.
No hands?
Wine cooler hands.
What'd you say?
Wine cooler hands. Wine cooler hands. I don't know. Either way, I am drinking what I'm gonna call a whiskey Paul Abdul. Why do you think I'm calling it that?
Whiskey Paul Abdul. Straight up now, tell me.
Straight up.
Oh, okay. Okay. I knew it. I'm so
whiskey Paul Abdul. Just that thing straight up.
Okay. Okay. I said, I didn't say why I wasn't drinking. I have some assignments to grade. Dr. Allen is behind on grading assignments. We're swiftly approaching midterms. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell these students that they are not grasping the material at all. Which also,
give them a curve?
No. I'd
never give a curve in this program.
Well, it's a master's level class. So.
Oh, when you get in that voice. They can get a curve still. This is a master's level. And if you are here, if you made it here in life, you're not going to get a curve. That's what you're saying.
Well, you can. They're called tax credits and privilege. But anyway, not happening in my course. They'll get it. If all the students, the thing is, this is what none of your professors told you in undergrad. But if most of the students are failing and they have to offer a curve, the instructor should pivot with how they're teaching the material.
This is true, but
like that's what I say. This is when I am teaching your professors how not to be assholes. I say, why do we have weed out courses? Why do you have a program that you want to eliminate people out of? Also, if 90% of your students are failing the class or getting D's or aren't passing an assignment, you shouldn't be pointing your finger at them. You should think, how did I not make this clear? What was wrong with my instruction? But, things we know now.
Why do I have to provide a curve? I get it. But in the meantime.
All right.
Let's get into it. You ready?
Yeah. So this is our, what we call this, our catch-all hodgepodge. We're wrapping it up. We're wrapping up September. Actually kind of maybe wrapping up the summer a little bit. We're wrapping up. So this is our miscellaneous, digging in the bag, just pulling shit out episode. Which is one of my favorites. So You want to start us off with what you putting us on to? What you got for us? Learn us something.
Got a couple stuffs, a couple tangs. You know what? And this is an old put on. And we should have given it to you. You know what? I wonder if we have already. I think about it. Episode 1, it may have, but if not, I want to give y'all. Did I do a bidirectional microphone for iPhone put on yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I wanted to give y'all a hack. I feel like everybody operates and talks on their iPhones. You don't really know how they function. If you are on FaceTime, right? Like it just becomes a blame game. It's you, it's me, it's you. What's up with your phone? Mine working, my Wi-Fi good. If you are on FaceTime and you're speaking with somebody, FaceTime does not have bidirectional microphones. What that means is that it allows 2 people to talk at the same time and everybody can hear everything. It doesn't work that way. Only one person can talk at a time. Only one person can make noise at a time. So if I'm on FaceTime with you and you're talking to me and I start washing dishes, it's going to create a frequency to break up that person's. You won't be able to hear them. So even if you're in your car, you're driving, if your car has like road background noise, I drive a Jeep Wrangler. I have a lot of road noise.
It's a whistling sound.
Just mute yourself. Mute yourself while the other person is talking. Let them get it out. And when it's your turn, just like you're on a meeting, just like you're on a Zoom, unpop it or Teams meeting, unmute yourself, then say, yes, girl, I know that's right. And tell me what else. Then mute yourself again and let them finish. And vice versa. It's annoying, you guys, when you don't know it. Or when they start to do it, don't be like, why you got me muted? Just finish what you need to say so that they can kind of join back in. Thank
you. You're doing the Lord's work with this message. I don't think, again, I didn't know you had made me the whiskey smash before, so maybe I'm wrong with this, but I don't think you've talked about this because there are some people in my life who listen to this show who needed that message. And that's why I say you are doing the Lord's work here. Simply mute yourself. And if you see someone mute themselves, don't get all suspicious. Who hurt you? They're muting themselves so that they can fully be present for what you are saying because of what Demetria has already explained. I mean, phenomenal. Thank you for that.
No problem. I want to help somebody else, because then it's like, girl, I can't hear you.
Chicken. I'm gonna call you regular. Yes.
You don't have to. You can eliminate it by calling regular, because then it will go ahead and the phone call is a bidirectional microphone. Presume as you must, but if you want to see that person too, go ahead and mute them while you're talking. If you're cooking, the smallest things too, you think it don't matter, your kids in the background, that shit breaks up. It breaks up the conversation. Now they break
like, what is that sound?
And you telling them they break.
Like, are you tap dancing? And they're like, up, girl. No, that was just me. I was cutting up some carrots. Stop it.
Just mute yourself. Any noise you making, you washing dishes, you cooking, frying chicken, boiling damn water. If it's getting perked in the phone, it's going to break up the conversation. It's not that other person's fault, because likely the person making the most noise is the person like, girl, I can't hear you, your phone. And it's like, no, it's yours, actually.
I hate those people on Zoom. I hate, just when you get on your family call. My wife does a family call every Sunday morning. All her family from everywhere, they get on a call, and there is always somebody who's joining the call, who's on the way to brunch or on the way to, Home Goods or whatever. And they are just in the most gravelly, bumpy place. And no one else can hear a goddamn thing that anyone is saying, because this person is on safari and they got a bag. It feels like they got their phone in a bag full of bags. And it's just like, and it's like, hey. And so normally because I pop into the calls, I say, who's not muted? This is me. Who's not muted? I used to love when I'm teaching a class on Zoom and I just hit that button, mute everybody. And they'd be like, well, I was gonna talk. Yes, everybody on mute.
Look around, everybody on mute. And stay there.
That's it.
And stay there. Don't come off the screen. Just stay there.
But on this new update from Apple, I love that we can stop playing the who don't have service game, because it says on the phone, Shauna's connection, and I use Shauna all the time because she always says it's me. And she be like, you need to upgrade your Wi-Fi paying for that cheap ass Wi-Fi. We have the highest gigs available with AT&T. Lightning speed over here, okay? The other time we were FaceTiming, the other day after the upgrade, and it said, Shauna's connection is unstable, right? I was like, I fucking knew it was her. And then I was talking to my best friend Crystal the other day, and it said, your connection is unstable. And I said, oh, I'll be humble. But I love that we can stop playing the game now. We just know who doesn't have the service. And it's all good. Imagine if we had that during these versus battles in the early days.
Listen.
Where we were on the phone. Because Nelly, whatever provider, Charter Communications, Nelly had, I don't know what he was doing to generate.
Who did Babyface go against?
Teddy Riley. 2 times.
Both times.
Both times. Right? If we could have seen Teddy Riley, T. Riley's stable connection is unstable, we'd be like, oh, I get it. Because here, Babyface, he was like, I'll be here all day. I just got over COVID.
I don't know. And they're saying, I think my Wi-Fi is good, guys. Is my Wi-Fi good?
Meanwhile,
mine is
Teddy Riley glitching.
No, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So anyway, that's good. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
No problem. What you got for us?
It's a new recipe. Now, this may not be for some of y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and give these caveats and get these out the way before I gotta hear y'all mouth. If you don't drink soda, this ain't for you. If you don't drink dark soda, this ain't for you. But if you occasionally engage, especially if you live in this city, I don't know how anybody in Atlanta doesn't drink Coca-Cola every once in a while. But the idea is that there's a new way that you can prepare this. And when I say new, I'm sure many of you knew already. I'm tired of talking to y'all, those people. I'm gonna stop qualifying every fucking thing for the rest of the episode, because y'all fucking annoying.
They all knew something already.
Yeah, I knew it. I learned. Okay. So anyway, new spin here. You get yourself Coca-Cola. You get yourself a cup or a glass with some ice, and you squeeze lemon juice over that ice.
Oh, I didn't know that already.
Fresh.
Go ahead.
No. You knew it. Go ahead. You got it.
I travel the world. That's something that they do abroad. It's not new. No, go ahead. It is good though. Go ahead.
So you squeeze the lemon juice over the ice, and then you pour the Coke in there, and then you drink the Coke, and it's supposed to be like a mind-blowing experience. Have I tried it yet? No, but our well-traveled, well-versed international woman has tried it. I will be trying it soon.
Mind blowing is a
oh no, don't taper my expectations.
It's Coke and lemon. I don't.
But if it's like a hot day and I'm coming in, oh my God, can I tell you about the hot dogs now? Because I was say a Coke with a hot dog.
I know what it is,
but it's been for like the past 7 years, so it's not like, at this point, if I'm a cannibal, I'm just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah,
I've been knew that it was just scraps of shit.
Yeah,
is it gonna bother me that it's a little human?
Hello, Clarice.
With some fiber bits.
Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. I mean, what do you want?
We didn't say the thing. We talked around it. Hot dogs have been 2% human meat or some shit. Human flesh.
Remains.
Yeah, human remains or whatever in your hot dogs. You have heard Michi and I talk on this episode about how much we enjoy hot dogs on the occasion. Yeah. And so, no, that was chili last episode.
Oh, I think I said that was you're right. In the episode before that, you was like, "We're not gonna have a hot dog right now." You have to. I love a hot dog.
Yeah. So but anyway, so that was my put on. Try it. Whatever the occasion brings, where you might pull out yourself a Coca-Cola. I know many of you drink that Coca-Cola Zero now, which y'all don't want to act like that's tied to us getting older, but it absolutely the fuck is. You're drinking, low sugar, low calorie, low caffeine, whatever.
Anybody's pulling out a silver Coke. That is like almost.
That's how they get you. It's red with black writing. It's a red can.
Oh, I see.
Black writing. Yeah.
What's the silver one?
Diet.
No.
And then there's another one that's
what's the black one?
That's the one for the Blender. People with diabetes.
Made with sweetener, but not.
Yeah. Yeah. So diet still got too much sugar in it, probably more sugar than the regular one. And then the black one is for people with sugar, but they can't stop drinking sugar. So this shit is crazy.
And the red one with the black writing.
And red one is the zero, which I think is everything gone. And I have tried it. Zero. It hit your tongue first on the front of your tongue, like Coca-Cola, like ooh, feel like I'm at the World of Coke. And then on the back, it's like, oh, no mas for me. Yeah. No mas para mí, you know?
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Every time anything diet, Splenda, sweetener, it hit on the front, like boom, and it'd be like, okay. And then on the back, it'd be like, oh, I ain't know you get funky back there.
Yeah.
It's time to get funky. That's what it is. It'd be like, damn.
Everybody clap your hands and your taste buds like, I ain't clapping shit. Yeah. So anyway, that was my put on. And now we just gonna go into, again, on a catch-all episode where we just shooting the shit. We gotta bring it into the shit y'all just be saying. It's like perfect. Okay. This is the juiciest segment that I feel like this could be on the show, because people are always just fucking saying shit, just anything. What you got?
I know for a fact I've talked about this before, but not in this economy. And I'm really sick of it. And if I see another, and maybe it's because of my timeline. I know my timeline is diluted because I get so frustrated. I always comment angrily, like, so I think Instagram doesn't care about my anger. They're just like, you like it, you love it, you comment every time. We're gonna keep showing. But all of these interviews of these people using their phones as mic to stop random people on the side of the road and ask them blah blah blah. And the typical question is, how much does a man have to make for you to date him? How much does someone have to make? And the question in itself is just stupid, and maybe I'm getting older or whatever, but the answers are sending me. I want every woman in the world to stop responding yes, or if they ask that, yeah, he got to make 6 figures, is the most ignorant shit ever. And I'm not even saying that you can't have a threshold for what you want them to make, but saying he has to make 6 figures is annoying, because 6 figures ranges from $100,000 to $999. $999. Okay, $999,999. I said, go there. And there's a shit ton of a gap. Like, you have no idea. Like, they're nowhere near the same. So just throwing out a broad 6 figures, like, I'm fine if he make the 100,000, and you wouldn't be saying this if you qualify to date anybody that makes the 900,000, right? And it bothers me because the people saying that, the women that are like, he got to make 6 figures, you don't. And I know you don't. I know you don't, because you're not giving a specific number. And making $100,000 is, once you make it, it's probably one of the worst numbers you can make, because it puts you in the 6 figures tax bracket, but it don't relieve you. Like, it's not giving you the 900. You know what I mean? Like, you get fucking taxed like you making 350 and you not.
Yeah.
And just to say it, just to be saying it, or to have somebody or meet somebody. And I can't imagine, I'm going to give these women the grace. I don't know. But you're not that ignorant. Or to meet somebody that makes 85 or 90 and to be like, he was almost there, but
Whoa.
Like, it burns me up, because my second point is, in this economy that we live in, rent is quite literally fucking 3 times what it was, right? What it was, I'm talking about over the past 10 damn years, 10, 15, 20 years, rent has tripled. Salaries have not. If you can get you somebody, and I also want the fucking conversation to the adverse of that. Stop the conversation of, would you date somebody that work at McDonald's? Would you date somebody? Because it's just like, it's so generalized. And I think it's a character statement they're trying to make. But let's keep in mind that there is still a certain demographic or a type of people that are working in certain places, period. It's almost just like, would you date a bum off the alley if he had potential? It's like, no. Like, why would I ever do that? Why would I be doing that? Why would I process that in my mind? So no, I'm going to work every day. I'm making this certain amount of thing. It wouldn't behoove me to date somebody that works the cash register at McDonald's. Does that change their potential to make $10 million later? No. But am I going to do it right now today? No. But to that same effect, if somebody, because of the economy, if somebody is nice, if somebody is kind, somebody treats you nice, and they make enough to, contribute to a household, period. I don't give a fuck how much money I make. It ain't enough for me to want to pay everything by myself all the time. Because I make enough to pay for everything by myself. But nigga, if you can come over here with your 75 and 80 and take about 4 bills off, man, I'm fine with that.
We doing good.
We fucking doing good, because I ain't paying that no more. And I can go to something else and go towards the savings. It can go towards or whatever. Because contrary to popular belief, if you're making $100,000 in this economy, it don't leave much room to throw a bunch of bread to savings. You are paid up, okay? Like Jesus say, I am sold out. Take it from me, sold out. Chill out. I'm just so sick of it. I'm sick of it, and I'm sick of the conversations continuing to go on, because again, like we said before, you were talking to a certain woman and a certain man, certain kind of men. These men making a broad ass comments of these women don't be blah 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 blah. Sir, you're clearly talking to women that are they're 25 and under. Anybody 30 and up don't feel this way.
You're on this episode, you're on a different wave than I would be on, than I chose to be on for this episode, in that I'm entertaining the completely asinine conversations that people have on a day-to-day basis. Remember, I told you before, I think we talked about this off the podcast, obviously, but I have a hard time in social settings having what people consider casual conversation. I have a hard time with it. So when Ebony K. Williams made the comment about the bus driver thing, I went to a cookout, and people were like, so, and they were just having a rigorous debate, men and women talking, just blah blah blah, just going, just exchanging ideas,
right?
And there was somebody, I stepped outside, somebody was like, Shell, what you think? Would if you weren't married, would you date a bus driver? And I was like, well, at the end of the day, all work is meritorious. And if this person is bringing in income and I become dependent upon that income, then I need whatever they're bringing into the conversation as much as into the bank account as I'm bringing in. I need it, because now we're depending on it. I was like, my question would be more around, what is this person's drive? What is their, are they passionate about, driving this bus? Is that something they like? Do they like engaging in the community and da 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 da? And they were like, oh man, nobody want to hear that shit. And I'm like, well, what you want me to say? Bus drivers ain't shit. That's not the level I'm on. But for this particular episode, I'm on that bullshit. So I used to say, when I was in like undergrad or maybe in my master's, like I used to think, and I'm gonna just say it. I used to be like, I don't know. I wouldn't date anybody that didn't go to college, right? Because at that point too, I'm thinking like, what are we talking about? And in a lot of ways, that's classist, right? It's making some assumptions about someone's intellectual capability because they went to school and da 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 da. But it's not just that for me that I've obtained this particular education. It's what I do for a living. And someone that does not have any interest in academia is what I do, right? And so if every aspect of what I'm doing every day, who I'm engaging with, how I'm teaching my class, if all of it is foreign to you, and I have to teach you about everything so that you can be a part of the conversation, what are we talking about? What is it that we would bond on? But like, I think a lot of people would say your career is what you do to earn money. We can bond on a lot of different shit. We can have a connection where we can talk about this, this, and this. And the issue with what I'm saying about I wouldn't date anybody that didn't go to college is I'm making a set of assumptions about that person because they didn't go to college. But it is a set of assumptions. Like anybody I know that is married to somebody, and most of the time it's women married to a man that didn't go to college. That man does not fully understand Greek life. Nope. And when she says, I'm going out with my line sisters, it becomes a thing where it's like a steep learning curve, because he's like, what? It's just a group of, so you pay for friends, like what non-college people say about sororities and stuff. And it's like, do I want to spend my life explaining everything that's so deeply important to me to somebody? Nah, I don't.
And again, I'm willing to step in and say that we don't have to make that generalization, right? There are some people who didn't go to college that would definitely grasp everything you're talking about when you come home from work, right? This is what I do at work, blah blah blah. Because it's not like you're coming home teaching your class. You know what I mean? Like you're talking on a regular level, like this was my stresses at work. This person did this. And I explained this stance in this position and they just kind of blew me under, whatever it is. You can understand that, right? Or if you choose to, you can adopt that. Okay, when you go to college, it looks like there's these divine organizations that were created at this time and they're very important and blah, 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 blah. You can say this and you can take that stance. And that would be an exceptional kind of person, right? And those people exist. And if you run into them, amazing. But as an overall broad scope, I hate that the question just gets thrown out to see, let's see if this bitch got bad character. Would you date somebody to live in a gutter? And it's like, no, bitch. Why would I do
and
that?
The other thing I was going to say, if somebody, when there is a person saying, they got to be making at least six figures, I instantly think this person isn't making anywhere near six figures, because otherwise you can't be because it's like, so for them, what I'm saying is it don't matter whether it's 100,000, 450,000, 999,999,000, because I have had conversations with extended family members about like what I charge for stuff, like what I charge for some of my services. And they're like, if people pay that, or they'll say, yeah, they'd be like, I feel like I'd be doing good if I was bringing in, probably about 3,000 a month, I'd be living super good. I'm thinking, in what world? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm just thinking we're just operating in two different spaces. Just two different spaces. So anytime I hear somebody on the Lord's internet saying six figures are better, you know what I mean? I just be like,
you don't make it. You don't make it. You don't know it, and you have no capacity on what the difference would be. You would never hear.
Can't even fathom making it. You can't even fathom making it.
You just know
like it's like a unrealistic. It's like somebody telling me they got I don't know, 100 million in cash. I cannot even fathom what that looks like. I couldn't tell you how many zeros, maybe 8. I don't know, because it's not something that's a part of my.
Yeah, somebody tell me right now, hey, look, I got 10 mil on me right now. I couldn't tell you how many duffel bags you would need to have.
Is that going in one?
Someone else could be.
Yeah.
Ask Floyd. He knows. Like, he got about 15 duffel bags on him right now. Like, I know what that looks like.
Is that what you think it is? I've never been good with that. Like, guess how many's in a jar? Do you think it would take like 15 regular sized duffel bags to carry 10 million? That's like a little riddle. I'm gonna put that shit on Instagram. How many duffel bags would you need?
I'm not even certain you can put
how much are in those stacks? How much are in those stacks that they be holding up to their ear?
So they can be different. They have like $50,000 stacks, they have $25,000 stacks, but I think like so. And usually they stack those stacks together.
Like,
it's not like one banded big brick this big.
Yeah. Like it might be like this.
Yeah.
And then they put them together.
They put 25,000 together. They band up 25 or band up 50. And then
how many 50,000 you need to make $1 million?
Wait, this is your job. So that's that. All I'm saying is I don't think $1 million can fit in one duffel bag. I think that might take 2. And so I don't know them. I have no idea though. Again,
that's a nice little riddle.
I'm willing to go ahead and put out there. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
So I'm
not outside. Yeah.
Outside of my scope. And so when people are like, he need to make 6 figures, it's just like, to say that is just wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah. Like he need to have, I don't know what it need to do, but it need to have a dog. And it's just like, do you know what kind of dog?
But for me, it is the person got to be, if they ask me, you got to be in therapy. Yeah. For the sake of time, I think we do need to move forward. But there was just the most illuminating thing. Last point on this one. The most illuminating thing I did and have seen is number one, those salary transparency videos on TikTok.
I love it.
And then also, I don't know. Now, I don't know why people responded to this, but I think I put up a poll maybe like 2 years ago asking people how much money they made. And because you just really don't know. I love looking at these fucking Bank of America commercials and they show somebody's ATM receipt. And I'm like, I like to pause and say like, so is that how much the average American should have now? Everybody knows that we are nearing a recession and most people, particularly millennials, are living check to check. So none of y'all are fooling me with all these trips you be taking. You're not fooling me. But either way, I'd be thinking, is that how much they think we should have in there? And there is just so little transparency around money. I am so guilty of flexing with like I got more than I have. And I've done it at every, like I said before to people, I'm like, I got it from Khaled, richer than I've ever been. Well, I was, not anymore. But at some point, and it's still a thing where I never want to be caught slacking. Right. So it's like we go out and people like, whatever. And there's just so little transparency with money that I think people have delulu ideas about what money looks like.
I try not to do that, right? To a degree. I mean, with Black people, it's a cardinal rule not to talk about your money, not to talk about your relationship. Those are two things, right? Don't talk about your check, don't talk about the money you're getting. And that's just because of who and where we are. You get what I mean? Like, it ain't lost among people that the minute you start telling niggas how much you make, they expect you to pay a little more, or expect you could have did it. I asked her for $50, girl. She ain't like it was gonna break the bank, and I seen this. She make a $1.15. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
And so for those, we don't live in the type of, like
we ain't had shit long enough. Basically, we ain't had shit long enough.
White people can sit at the table all day and talk about the $1 million deals. Hell yeah, just close a $1 million deal over there. Jeff on the golf course, she's got $75,000. It's quick. Yeah. And they can just talk about it and talk about it. Nobody expects anything. But the more I talk about how much money I just brought home in a month, the funnier shit get at the table. Like, okay, well, so you about to cover this? You got all the dinner in? Cause the fuck?
Or you ordered a hookah and ain't nobody sending you no money on the Cash App. Y'all know this shit $45.
Y'all know this fucking hookah was $40. Like, why I gotta have it?
You picked up the tip.
Listen, but that, and then of course, like I said, your relationship. So we have like a stigma just attached to the community. But I try not to, if someone asks me how much something costs, in an effort to make sure people are, making better financial decisions. If somebody's like, hey, I like over there where you live at, how much is the rent? Like, that shit that you can Google it low key. You know what I mean? Like, back when I had an apartment, like, I'm not being like, I don't tell people how much I pay in rent. Like, I be trying to tell you, it's right. $1,300. Right. They got 2 bedrooms. It's nice, real spacious. They got a special if you run, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not one of those people. In this fucking housing crisis, I'll tell you how much my mortgage is. I don't think you're supposed to tell that either, but I will if someone asks, how much is your mortgage? Did you get a good rate? How much can I expect? Especially if I know that you're trying to buy a home. Don't get fucking caught out here in this 10% rate. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have to, I can't tell. I'm not a realtor. I can't tell you, but I can tell you what I did. And maybe you can talk to somebody about how you can get back to this. But like, people do that shit, or I got this car. Like, how much is your car note? Miss my credit roundabout here. This is what you should be looking at. Don't jump your ass out there. But granted,
because you got to qualify some shit.
You got to qualify some shit. But some people, again,
my credit, your credit ain't the same.
It ain't the same. And you may feel like it because we work at the same place. I should be able to just chill out. Wait till your shit is
or
here.
I might be paying more than you might ever think to pay because I ain't had nothing but high interest rates.
But also, look, the T is that's a thing. That's a thing, and that's why the secret is so ever evolving and ever present, rather, because it's people that we think are rich and paying low interest rate. They're paying high interest rates as fuck, and they don't want to tell you that. It's people that are paying exceptionally low interest rates that we would be like, dang, I wouldn't have imagined, like, you don't wear none of this shit. You don't got on no Gucci. You don't got on no this, and this, but you got 4 houses, you say? Cool. And then I think there's a demographic of people who understand that if you were of the value, you wouldn't even ask these questions. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't ask me how much my mortgage is if you were really classy. You wouldn't ask me how much my interest rate is if you really had the bread. And it's just sucky. And I think that that's how, the matrix, so to speak, is designed for us to be, or the machine is like, it wants to keep everybody in the blind. I don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, you're going to get it or you don't. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I'm not giving you $50 once I tell you how much I make. I don't give a fuck what you say.
It's this head nod. It's the head bobble for me. Listen, I'm not giving you $50.
I'm not giving you $50. If I say I don't got it, I still don't got it after I told you how much I make, and
I don't have it, even if you see me do other things. Yeah. Anyway, we got to move on. Let's get it. And we going on. All right. What's your people just be saying shit? You got one?
Yeah.
So video came out just a few minutes before we started recording with Ebony K. Williams, who I just mentioned, talking about kind of reiterating again, going into these same tired conversations, but I'm gonna put that shit on for y'all today. Ebony K. Williams saying that Black women, as we get more and more degrees, get more and more financially stable, get more established in the career, our value goes down in comparison to men doing those same things, particularly because of age. And so her recommendation is that if you are a Black woman who wants to be married, probably to a man, because she's talking about in comparison to men, then you should find the one in college, right? Just go ahead and find the person. You believe it?
I believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly, even just because of as I grow. And I'll give you in respect, I've seen with my own eyes, like pure intimidation. Like, you know me, you see me. I think that I'm approachable. You know what I mean? I think that I'm easygoing. I don't think I'm one to, and not even in a pick me kind of way. Like, I'm just me. You know what I mean? Like, but I have seen guys be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Then we can go out. And I'm just like, sure. You know what I mean? Like, sure, let's kick it. And they're just like, all right, you got an Instagram? Get my Instagram. It's over from there. After they see it,
After they see what? After they see what?
My follower count. She got 150,000, 100 something followers. Doesn't matter the conversation we just had. Don't matter, blah, blah, blah.
They get intimidated.
They get intimidated. And I can tell it's pure. And sometimes I don't even like to give it out. You know what I mean? Like, because we ain't doing it, but kicking it. We ain't going to here. We get some meat or whatever.
Yeah.
I try not to even give it out. Or I say something like, don't let it scare you. Because I didn't even know it was a thing until it was a thing. Until people were like gung-ho, beating my damn door down to get me to have a conversation. And I'm finally like, fine. You've been nagging me every time I come to this place. What's up? Sure. Let's rap a little bit. I'll give you my number. We can talk. Or, that you give me a social media, get it. And they'd be like, oh, she'd never talk to me. I had never. And
yep. That's what I was going to say. Yep.
That I've never even put out. You know what I mean? Or, and then they see, oh, you went to, okay. So you went to college too. Okay. I mean, you went to, and I'm just like, bitch, I got the regular. I went the regular way. I ain't do nothing after that. Got a regular bachelor's. I ain't go, on the checkbox where it asks, do you have a bachelor's, or what do you call it? Advanced
diploma? Oh, no, not associates?
No. They keep graduate level. Do you have a graduate level degree? No. Just regular bachelor. I ain't go get no master's. I ain't in no doctoral program. Can I read good? Yes. I know some of y'all can't read, but again, and we've talked about that. We talked about the FDK thing of, I believe it. Find your person, because they're there. I do believe that they're there also. I don't believe it's a thing of just like, oh, I didn't find anybody in college. They're there. Your person.
It's so tricky. It's tricky.
Or a nearby college.
Maybe not your college, but a college nearby. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess so. This is my thing. I'm thinking about what you said. I think for me, particularly when I was dating men and I was in my doctoral program, right? At that time, I was, kind of straddling the fence, or bisexual, as some may call it. But there would be so many, it was polarizing. More often than not, there would be just men who would count themselves out of the conversation, right? They would just, like you said, it's like, oh, well, no, and the conversation would just fall off. Or it just was a thing where there's nothing I can get from you conversationally. Or the other side of it is almost like a fetishizing, right? Where it's like, hey, doc, hope you have a good day. And it's like, okay, all right. I wasn't even, that
could be annoying.
I wasn't even finished with school, at that time. It was like, I was just in school. But I will say, like, yeah, so that I think I was going to tip on something else, but I think that's a conversation for another day. But I think there have been conversations where people will either discount, men in particular will count themselves out, discount them because they don't feel like they can keep up with the conversation, or keep up, or they feel less than, I don't know. They feel like they got to keep explaining why they didn't go to college. And I'm like, I'm not asking that of you. Like, I don't care.
And no.
See, I would have went, but
I was going to go, but I mean, that shit just generally ain't for everybody. Like,
okay.
Okay, you all right? Long as you're happy in your job.
But finding somebody in college, who I was when I was 21. And then it's like, of course, just like we talked about with the last episode, you hope that you can grow along the way with people. And we know it's possible. I just think there are so many concessions that you have to make when you grow with somebody for that period of time. The way that I live, clearly the way I'm living my life, and the way that I view this is not in alignment with a woman's biological clock. And that's what Ebony K. Williams is saying too. Like, yes, take the time to decide who you want to be with, go to have some life experiences, but recognize that there is a drop-off point, significant drop-off point in terms of if you want to be a mother, like there's always that trade-off. I am going to be the mother that my mother was, right? Which, significantly older when she had me. My mom was 36 when she had me. So it's like, there wasn't a whole lot of, it ain't like we wasn't playing and she couldn't, we couldn't wrestle around or whatever, but it wasn't a whole lot of, we're going to go, hiking together kind of thing, and so I am going to be an older mom, but there's a trade-off to it where, there's a stillness, a calmness that I have that my friends who are saying when they had their children younger, it was chaos because they were trying to figure themselves out. They had to situate themselves as a mom. I'm still going to figure out who I am as a mom. But at the same time, I've had a lot of life experiences that I can offer to the child. But my ankles ain't going to do too much. Catch me.
Listen. This is what I think. And I was just talking about this with my therapist. I'm not even sure where I stand anymore on the historical institution of marriage, right? And not to say that I don't believe in marriage or anything anymore. I very much do. But the stronghold that it has on you get married and, that's it until you die and blah, 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 because life just isn't like that. And so I think that is the goal. I think that could be the goal, to find somebody that you could spend the rest of your life with. That is amazing. And that's great. But it's great in the same way as try to be a millionaire. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Do your best to be a millionaire before you die.
Wow.
And it's just like, cool. That is great. That is amazing. And it should be, an attainable goal. But in the event that you don't, it's not the end all be all. Right. And I say that to say, it's this thing, there are people who are quite literally trapped in marriages because of if you get married, that's it. You're going to die here. You know what I mean? And I don't even think it should be taken out of the vows, for better or for worse, for richer, for poor, till death do us part. I think that should stay because that is the goal. But if it don't, it's okay. I feel like there's no pivot built into marriage. And it's almost like it's like a fairy tale built within itself when we talk about that all the time. It is impossible for you to tell. So if you were to, like you said, you find your person in college, you're almost cementing that who you will become is directly dependent and adjacent on that person too. You don't grow alone, right? I grow within proximity to you, right? I can only be so much of anything without consideration of you.
We're starting our own garden, right? We're gardening,
garden here.
Planting roots together.
Whatever the fuck I want to put in here. Even if it suits me to put it here, it may be extremely beneficial for me to have chickens also back here. But you may be like, I don't want. We didn't say about chickens. We only growing veggies back here. But it's just I need to grow chickens.
I gotta build on your analogy. Yeah.
Come on. I gotta grow chickens for myself. This is something that I'm finding that I need. And it's just that ain't what we said in the beginning. So it's no chickens and it's just damn. So I guess at this point, for the sake of this, I won't have any chickens, or I won't have any, whatever that is. And that shit is just the concept of it is wild to me. And I just feel I don't know, find your person in college, cool. But saying that, like you said, is that going to be forever? You are. But
listen to this.
20?
Listen, 2021. I don't want to. I want to follow your analogy through, right? So, the idea is that, so when you following this gardening analogy, right? 2 seeds, baby seedlings trying to grow together. The sooner that you start to do that at a younger age, you can start to commingle better, right? Because you're developing and growing together. What's happening now is that there are a lot of people who are full plants that are trying to plant themselves in soil with another full plant. And so many things have happened to each of those plants individually where they're like, I can't do this. I've gone through this. This is who I am. You've gone through that, and that is who you are. And now we've waited too long to hybrid, our seeds. And now it's we can't cohabitate. That basically, for those of you that aren't following the analogy, that means you've gotten old and bitter. And don't nobody want to deal with your bullshit. You've been doing laundry on Wednesdays since you graduated from college and got your own home. And now you are too rigid and inflexible to say, oh, this person wants to do a little bit of laundry here, a little bit of laundry there. And you're like, you're an asshole. Who does laundry like that? And you've gotten so fixed and rigid in what you do that it's hard for you to build a life. You're coming in with too much baggage.
And we talked about that too. Remember, we talked about like the difference between black and white men or black and white couples. And we talked about like black men having the ingrained stigma of being like, I can't get married until I have insert whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
As opposed to white people who get married, historically get married when they have nothing, or live with their parents, and they're just
see, they ain't got nothing. They have a little nest egg.
Of course, they got a nest egg. They'll live with my parents, and they're gonna buy us a house when we get married, whatever it may be. But they're growing together. Mm-hmm. They're growing together, and at that young, you are impressionable. So everything that's happening is happening to us, and we're building. So again, it's about two different things. Some stuff it's easier to do, and like you said, if it's just that's just what we do, right? We get married at high school, they're proposing at fucking graduations and shit, and then we, as Black people, sometimes like we need it, like we need the space of being like, I don't want to marry you here. Like there's so much of me that I don't know because I've had to raise my siblings, right? Yeah. I had to raise my siblings. I've never spent time alone because I was raised in a house with my grandmama, my aunt, and my cousins and whatever. We all lived there, and it's just like I need this. And sometimes it could be to your detriment because now you spend that time finding you and you are a solid damn a flower. You a tree back here. And now I'm trying to get in here and grow with you. And it's just like, baby, I am a full-blown walnut tree. It ain't much peaching gonna go on in this bitch. Well, a nut was a nut. Now you talking about fruits and shit. Now listen, I might can lend you something to make a pie. But the root of the tree ain't changed. You know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it really depends on how you look at it. And it also just depends, like you said, man, find somebody you fucking like and roll with it.
Yeah.
That's the root of it. Find somebody you like. Damn the love. You can love somebody to death and they be the worst thing for you. Trust me.
But I also think, again, I said I was going to entertain the conversation. I think we also have to, I want that data to be extrapolated, disaggregated. I want to know who published it, or is it just conjecture? Is it what we perceive? Because there is enough evidence in the world around us to say that is true. But if we're going to keep bringing it up, and I just remember being so confused about what was going to happen when I become Dr. Allen and there are no other degrees to get. And does that just make me permanently undateable? If I was with men, it might have. But it's just, it's just really crazy.
When people's true shit came out, and then we can move on. I got one more for us too. When people's shit came out, do you remember in COVID when we were stuck? We all thought that shit was gonna be like 2 weeks, like 3 weeks tops. And we were just like enjoying it. And we were just like, we're getting this break. And then it became people going online, I have to get away from my house. I don't want to be in here. It's driving me nuts. We need the people that were actually fucking fighting to go back into the office. And it's just like, fuck that. We want to be remote. But it's because you hate it at home. And that shit shed so much light. Then there were other people that was like, bitch, I'm in this motherfucker with my best friend. We drinking every day. We wake up in this bitch. We got cards out. We are having a grand old time. And I couldn't have done it with a better person. And there were people that were just like men that were having to stay home 24/7 with their kids. And it's just like, oh, I
think everybody realized FTK, fuck them kids. You having to work and help the teacher, help your child. My poor line sister, dear God, everybody that has children that have, learning specifications. One of her daughters is autistic. And, imagine having I think at the time, probably like 3 or 4 year old, right? Trying to, that is autistic, diagnosed, trying to be in a class on a computer, and you got another child in the other room in 3rd grade trying to learn how to write in cursive on the computer. And just the combination of both of those things, both parents going crazy.
Listen,
but you are right. It did highlight, I don't even like this motherfucker. I love working overtime. I love when someone gives me an extra task to do at work. And so I'm staying here.
And I get to call and be like, hey, I'm going to be a little late. And the truth of the matter is, before it was COVID, it was 1,000 Instagram memes. If you could be trapped here with one person, who would you pick? And you picking that person 1,000 times over. But the shit really happened. Granted, it just happened to be your house or their house or whatever. But that's what it was. Like, you think you romanticizing shit like, oh, look at this house. You're trapped here for 3 weeks. Pick your person, or 3 months, or you're trapped here in one room for a year. and you think you're picking that person until it really happened. And you just like, I can't do this shit.
Get
or
me
this
out of
can't
here.
be my life. Get me out of here. And of course you have your moments. Obviously, that's a long time to be, stuck at home. No just the monotony of every day. But there were a large majority of people that was just like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah. That's real.
That shit is crazy. My last little thing, we can move on, for people just be saying this shit, and you'll never hear me say it, ever hear me say it, but people say it all the time. I don't invite people to cookouts. It's not my thing. I don't do it.
Be specific. What people aren't you inviting to whom's cookout?
White folks.
Anglo-Saxon.
White people.
Okay.
They be the first things. The minute somebody got a two-step or rhythm, the minute somebody got a haircut that stand up a little bit more than this, he invited to the cookout. Yeah, okay, she can sing. She invited to the cookout. Shut up with that shit. But even if that's your thing, what I'm going to put here, I'm going to share my screen. Just a prime example. And I say, they're all in uprage.
They in a what?
Uprage, not an uproar, not an outrage. You in a fucking uprage.
An uprage. God.
Look at there. And trust me. Now I've been guilty of calling this man is handsome. It's a fine man. I've always said it. But you ain't never see me oogling and ogling. Because at the end of the day, my boy went from John B to Officer John. You hear me? That is a state trooper right here. And I don't know what went down. This was it for a while. I think he even had I want to say, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me here. I want to say he had a black fiance. I think they had gotten to fiance status at some point. Various different black girlfriends. And this is and it's almost just like y'all let people put on blackness. Y'all let them put it on. Like it's not a uniform. Because he had on, look at these very black Gucci slippers that some of y'all niggas would have on. Got a little camera. Oh my God. And then somebody somewhere, they probably done told them to, maybe I change your image. We're thinking about putting you as the face of Budweiser, but we don't really want that, shave that beard. And that man said, say less. I'm going to go ahead and get Taylor Swift. That's about as white as you can get.
Okay.
Yeah, wait. Here with Taylor Swift. And I just want to zoom in. Look at my boy. Look at this. The hair is even sitting different. I feel like this same hair was in the helmet too. This Caesar is not giving this cop Caesar here.
Okay.
Right, go ahead.
Just
all I'm saying is another thing. I don't invite people to cookouts. Now I can let you know. I can tell if you have had cookout food, and that's fine. Sure. Has this man had a scoop of beans and a spoonful of greens? For sure you have. You see it right there on his arm. He's had it. Are you invited to any cookout? The only pass that I have ever given to anybody to attend any cookout is Adele. And she doesn't count because she is Jamaican, Middle Eastern, Caribbean.
Okay.
Don't always count.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So nobody else got a pass with me. Adele.
So Travis has to continue dating black women for the rest of his life.
No, not at all. But the thing
because we don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me finish. So that's the question. Number one, just because he has dated black women, he just got to stick with them forever.
I don't think so.
I know so many men that I can almost guess Travis's age, but I'm just going to confirm that get to a certain age and start to rock the solo stash. And there is nothing I hate more than just a single mustache.
I don't know. I've been seeing some black guys do it. I actually like it.
I hate it. They all look like thick cops. Huh?
As long as it's thick. Now, trust me, it'll never trump a beard. But I've seen some people do it well. But you got to be one of those bad guys.
He at that age. That age where you start to feel your balls drop a little bit. 33. They start to feel their balls drop a little bit. They get maybe one gray hair in their chest and they feeling they virile man weight. And then they say, you know what I'm going to do? Single mustache. And every time it happens to the men in my life, I say, get rid of that shit. You look crazy. You don't look cool. You don't look like the Marlboro man. You don't look like anybody. You don't look like Steve Harvey. And his is too thick, like a just too thick milkshake. You look foolish. And so I think Travis, because I watched the Kelsey documentary on Amazon Prime to the point, like literally I was standing there, hands on my hips, crying. Like, and I'm just, all this stuff. And then when they show young pictures of Travis, he's always been a fan of hip hop. He's always had that kind of thing. And I think he still got it now. If he did what Miley Cyrus did, if he did what
all I'm saying, who else has done it?
Justin Timberlake. Yeah, we're in the beginning. But those people, Katy Perry, is that her name? Anyway, the people that dabbled in blackness and said, oh yeah, and then they just completely pivoted, right? Got tattoos removed and all this other stuff. We are in the early days, but I think people got to give Travis a little bit of break. I think he just has a terrible.
He don't have no 2 or 4 grades for me. That's fine. I love him. I love him. I think he's adorable. My thing is that I don't like the idea, and we don't know this yet. So please don't, quote us or quote me for saying that this is fact. I literally just brought it to some attention that it is ironic that almost what I'm equating it to is that I want to talk to a black guy, so I'm gonna keep my locks, keep my swag.
That's what you think Travis doing?
I don't know. I want to talk to a white guy now, so I'm gonna go ahead and straighten my hair.
Oh wow!
Now, if that's happening, I don't know. But again, we don't know if that's happening. He could.
Let me tell you something. I don't cape for nobody, and I definitely ain't gonna cape for nobody white. So don't take this as me doing that. I'm just thinking about this. Like I'm looking at I had 2 of my homeboys sent the picture of Taylor there, and then one of my homeboys said, yeah, niggas get tired of paying for shit all the time. Kayla ain't got no money. Taylor Swift a millionaire, a billionaire, or whatever. And not that Kayla don't have no money. I don't know anything about it. I didn't know that he dated somebody whose name we knew. So that part is outside of my understanding. But I will say, just for me, I don't really, as much as like people love Taylor Swift, like I don't get it. Like I don't know anything about her personally. She gives nothing. It's just not for me. Like I'm not getting anything. And then there's only like maybe 2 Taylor Swift songs that I like. It's just even the music. I'm like, what am I listening to here? So when I saw her there, I was like, God damn, Travis, like, come on.
What you doing?
Like he could have been with some nameless white girl, and I would have been like, okay, but it was just like. And my first question was, how old is Taylor Swift? Is she?
Yeah, Taylor Swift ain't 33. I don't think. Look her up real quick. I don't think that was my first thing. That's what led me to be like, oh no, bro, this not what you're doing, is it? I know that ain't who I think.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, Travis, what's going on? Because, and that says, like you talked about before on this show, when Jennifer Hudson and Common started dating. Yeah. And you were like, it makes you look at Common different. Taylor did that to Travis for me.
See? And then you was talking about I was crazy when like you.
No, because what you got to get because you don't like Jennifer Hudson. You think she ugly. How old is?
Okay, she's beautiful. Again.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
But again, you just said.
Oh, they the same age. She's 33. Taylor gives what's that fairy that was hanging around with Peter Pan?
Tinkerbell.
Yeah. I thought she was like. I didn't know she was 33.
She had been 20-something for a long time. So I guess we just probably thought she got stuck there. But she about right. I guess she about right with us. But again, if you like a certain type of thing, just imagine me all of a sudden, every time I come over here, I got this long stogie cigar and I'm taking it to the chest. And it's just like, I guess, when did you stop doing that? Like, what you like? And it's just like, I like this now too. I never told y'all I did like stogies. I never said that. I did say that. And it's like, okay, bitch. I guess.
Yeah, but I think we should refrain from inviting people to the cookout. Essentially, inviting people to the cookout, it must mean that you think, well, I think originally, I don't know what y'all have taken and done with it, but it was for people that stood in solidarity with us, white people that have stood in solidarity with the Black community, which is like allyship. But even that can be so performative. It's just like, you know who can come to my cookout? Filipino people. They can come to my cookout. Mexicans can come to my cookout. Some other Hispanic and Latinx folks. Again, happy Hispanic and Latino Awareness Month, Heritage Month. But Filipino people can come too. Cambodians. I guess it sounds racist if I just start leaving out some groups.
It did.
But there are some groups that cannot come.
What you call that can come?
Who?
Come Indians.
Okay.
Not Native Americans.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I thought Indians gonna be number one.
Yeah, look, get me on the sitting at the who did the bunny What? That's what I'm saying.
You heard them women singing on the internet, the Nooran sisters?
No, it is. Oh, wait.
Because I'm gonna play it.
Play it.
Okay, I will play it. Hold on, because they be going off. Okay, but anyway, you know who can't come? Republican voting Cubans. They can't come to my cookout.
They don't consider themselves Hispanic Latinx either. They're
you
white.
See what I'm saying? Also,
Cubans say that they're white.
Those of you
means are Cuban and you identify as Hispanic. Most of them I'll be like, I'm white.
Yeah, exactly. They check that box. If you are first generation African in this country and you think you're better than Black Americans, you can't come. I don't care if you got some bomb Jollof. You can stay your bigoted ass where you at.
Jollof off though.
Yeah, do drop that off though. Okay. Do drop that off. Okay, here, let me find it. Here you go. You ready? Mm-hmm. I ain't got to keep talking. That's why we can cut. Oh, found it.
Pause. Yeah.
I found it already. Okay, I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna pause it and then I'm gonna find the one that I want you to hear. Why is Doja Cat? Period. You ready?
Yes. Damn.
She got that one song called Balut, and I'm like, do y'all know what Balut is? But not disrespecting my Filipino friends. Okay, I know some of y'all eat it, but anyway, let's get into these Nooran sisters. Okay,
let's get it.
Okay, South Asians can come.
नाम साईं अली 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 नाम रब का नाम साईं का अली 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 नाम रब का नाम साईं का अली 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 नाम रब का नाम साईं का अली अली अली.
Okay.
Listen,
Ethiopians can come to the cookout too. They be doing that.
Oh, let me tell you something. That shit there. I mean, they're obviously could be at the cookout.
Yeah.
You know what? Some of them.
Ethiopians, Eritreans, y'all can come too.
It's some not Eritreans. Who is it? And it's not Ethiopians. Somalians. You know, there's a couple of them claiming that they're not Black, and that's fine.
Yeah. No, y'all can come.
But them
Egyptians can't come either.
Hey.
They be hitting that shit.
Hitting that bum.
I'll be like, oh,
jump, bitch. Let me tell you something. I'd be like.
They get the levels.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh shit,
them motherfuckers doing it.
Oh yeah, they be getting that shit. They be getting that shit.
I don't know what I look like. What I look like. Them motherfuckers be hitting that bitch. They can come. Anyway, we moving.
Yeah,
we moving. We working. What
okay.
You got?
If it ain't one thing, it's another. Mm-hmm. Baby dicks on the internet.
What you say now?
I don't think I can say it again.
Okay. One time. So I did hear you right.
Why would Blueface do that?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even see it. I
didn't see it. I just heard about it. But
yeah, I don't know. They're weird. I want to be off. You hear me? I want
to unsubscribe because so Krishan doing all of this, Blueface ain't shit, and she having her baby on Instagram Live, and Blueface ain't around, and all this other stuff. And then weekend before last, he was holding the baby in her bed, and she was in his music video, and she had signed to MILF Con Records and all this other shit. And I'm like, oh, okay. So y'all, I knew y'all were wasting people's time, but y'all are really wasting people's time. Like, but okay, it's the Jonathan Majors breaking up this fight. It's the Blueface and Krishan shit. And then something else. It's the Tiffany Haddish chasing somebody on the same weekend that she got a song coming out. And something else just happened recently. And I'm like, oh, y'all just playing in our face. Like, this is okay. Y'all not even trying to act like this shit ain't staged. It's just y'all know now that social media is a gimmick, and y'all also know that people are so fucking stupid that you will have people fighting each other in the club over Nicki Minaj and this group and this girl group beefing, and people will, again, I was in 5th grade when we should understand the dangers of social media. I was in 5th grade when this West Side versus East Side shit was coming out, and I dedicated myself to the West Side. You know what I mean? Till I die. So I'm a West Side, all this other shit. Meanwhile, people are really fucking dying. Never. People real motherfucking dying. Okay.
It just felt like the safer side to be honest. It felt like the side that might survive.
To me, it felt like the cooler side. And so I'm thinking, if social media was out, I might be a child in somebody's DM like, man, East Side ain't shit. Maybe fuck that. They be like, where you live at? Atlanta. Man, I don't give a fuck. West Side till I die.
No, I'm not just West Side though. I've just not been. I'm not a fan of New York, and so that's corny. They're corny.
Oh yeah.
Think Nicki Minaj and her husband just with all the extra that they've been doing. It's just giving corn. Captain Corn, Candy Corn.
But I just think and then I just want to read Blueface's comments. Because I'm thinking, what is wrong with people? Like, what is wrong? Like, literally, I don't understand Blueface. He had that one song, Bust Down Tatiana. And I have to, for those who may not be aware of just the level of ignorance. And I'm just thinking, how did we get here? Okay, so here we go. Blueface. Boom, boop, boop. Aha. All right. So it says, it's my son. I'll post cuz dick if I want to. The fuck? Who gonna tell me not to? Squabble up or shut up. I had a baby with a crack baby. Shaking my head is my fault too. For real, can't cap. I tried to get that abortion, but she prayed for this shit. My son don't got a penis and she online popping it all day. If you don't think I'm highly frustrated, highly upset, and highly out of answers, you're dumb as her.
Meanwhile,
the original tweet was, this is what my son dick looked like, and she were she said, this is what my son dick looked like, and she worried about me and little baby cock, like she worried about me and little baby cock, like dick, get our son cock right, then do what you want.
Was he not circumcised or something?
This is what my son dick looked like, and I'm gonna try to read it like it got some sense. This is what my son dick looks like.
I'm trying to translate it for you.
Okay, I'm gonna read it as it is. This what my son did look like, and she worried about me and little baby cock, like get our son cock right, then do what you want.
She worried about me and little baby cock not right. Bit mean bitch, so bitch get what you want. Like,
does he mean little baby? Like was Krishan trying to talk to little baby?
I don't think so. Maybe she mean like this son. So like she worried about me and little baby.
But little baby was in this tweet off.
Okay, so yeah, maybe that. Yeah, she worried about me and little baby. Dick.
Yeah.
Basically, you worry about our dicks. Get your son cock right.
So, but the picture is blurred out.
Sure. We're gonna go.
No, I think that's it. But the picture is blurred out, but it's like, why would you post your child's?
Yeah, why would you do
genitals?
That? Why would you want that? But again, it's the same man who already has a child who tried to get him to watch adult women strippers. When the child was in the cabinet in the pantry looking for Slim Jims. Cabinet fucking bare.
I mean, where is there are this, because I'm always gonna be me. Georgia is a state, most states in the South. When I have my child, there could be people that will call DFACS as we call it in our neighborhood, because they will say that my child is being harmed because there isn't a man in the household. Like that we're exposing our child to a perverse lifestyle and all this other kind of stuff. Where is DFACS, Department of Human Services, here? Like, this is being advertised. Unless DFACS shows up and then they say, we was just kidding. It's just a skit. Here the skit right here. And that's how they can get away with this. Someone needs to intervene.
Because now it's still, it don't matter if it's a skit or not. That's how damn.
You still put that baby's private parts on the internet.
It's like, it doesn't matter. It wasn't blurred. You put that baby's private parts on the internet.
And you said, this what my son dick look like.
Right. So you intentionally did it. And do you know, like, following that, he posted, sorry, y'all, my phone got hacked. I got a new one now. Meanwhile, though, the people in the comments about the first son that was in the cabinet looking for Slim Jims and repetitively asked him, you ain't gay, is you? You ain't gay, is you? You ain't no.
Because he wanted to snap into a Slim Jim?
Because as opposed to being out there with him looking at strippers, he wanted a Slim Jim.
Oh, okay. It's not just that he wanted
like, it's butt naked bitches jerky out here, man. Yeah, it's butt naked.
How old is the child?
3 or 4. It's butt naked bitches out here, man. You trying to worry about a Slim Jim? And he was just like, "You ain't gay, is you? Is you gay? Answer me." And the little boy is looking like, I just want to snack. The people in the comments, though, is my point. The comments, man, because you just spoke about, there are people who would call people was that man valid. At least he's not trying to make his son. At least he's not pushing the agenda. That man trying to see what his son really is. He's trying to make that boy a man. And I'm just like, it's sick. The world we live in is sick.
Okay, this is what gets me, and I have asked you this before. You think those are real people? Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I think they're children. I think they're children. Children
who are not real people. Children are not real.
No, like they're not adults like me and you. They're like, just think about the shit you would say if you were allowed to just put your thought. I would have said some dark shit. It were
mixed. But let me tell you something. Let me blow your fucking mind. Yes, there was a lot of children, as you say. The overwhelming
as I say,
from women.
Again, are they children?
No, they were women. Click their profile, because I'm like, ain't no fucking way, women. Y'all let a man be a man. That's y'all problem now. Y'all want this man know what he want to do with his son. And
okay, can I also say something? I hope you're not one of these people. I think the people that comment on posts on the Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked.
Oh, I'm not.
I think it's weird. And when I see my friends do it, I get like embarrassed for them. But I think that's me showing my age, because I think a lot of people just be looking at it like, this is how I engage. But anytime I see somebody commenting on a post under the Shade Room, I'm thinking, why are you doing this? I know that's what social media is intended for, but I'm like, are you hoping that you will have like the number one comment and then you get all these followers?
They might. I personally don't like the Shade Room, so I don't comment there, but I do comment like under the spiritual world, and I often do. That's just because obviously where I am.
I comment on I don't do clubs posts because that's my homegirl.
Spiritual world, not one. Baller Alert, rarely. Sometimes, but again, a lot of
comment
times,
on Baller Alert.
Sometimes I may say something or whatever, but there's a lot of times where that is happening. That's obviously just because of where I'm trying to go and who I am, whatever.
Comedian stuff, like you trying to get people over to your page.
Yes,
I'm talking about regular people.
No, I'm not. No, I'm talking. Yeah,
I mean, you got 150,000 followers. I can't relate. I'm just talking about regular people.
Regular people again, and I think that's the same thing as commenting your opinions under celebrities' posts.
Yes.
Why did you break up with whatever? It's just like, what are you hoping for here?
Or tagging it makes me uncomfortable.
Tagging them in your story, like you got 500 followers, you tag Jonathan Majors in your story and be like, bro, you're not looking good. Like, man, fuck out of here, fuck off. But again, that's a thing.
I guess the appeal is like they're just one touch away. These celebrities, you just right there.
And usually when it happens, because sometimes they do. Sometimes the celebrities respond because again, they're people.
And then what that do for you?
Yeah, they'll screenshot it. Yo, he really wild wrote me back. That's crazy. And that's that. And it'll be that. And it's almost just like I guess it's hit a dopamine or something. I don't know what it does for people.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Wow. I just, anyway, I just think I don't have anything other than it's fucked up, and I hope that those children have somebody in their lives that are outside of this bullshit and are actually caring and taking care of this child that just got to this world, and then also that other child that just got to this world. All the kids.
It don't matter. How safe can you be? Your dick already on the internet, so you ain't that close in proximity. You can't stop that kind of shit from happening. Like, why would you do that? Like, why do you want that? And the fact that this keeps happening, or this keeps.
And Krishan was holding that baby, and the baby was like
I just want to be off. I want to be let off so bad. And
it's like, they are exhausting. I don't know why people like to watch him beat up on her. Maybe because she be fighting too.
Go back and forth. It's like my baby mama now. What kind of baby mama he got when they back together? And it's just like, let me off. Nothing they have has produced anything for me to be in this
song. Tatiana. The other thing you're famous for is knocking Krishan's teeth out. You knocked
her tooth got gone.
I think fighting somebody, either him or somebody else, on that show, Rock of Love or whatever the shit it was called.
Right, well,
all right.
I'm tired. Leave it alone.
So big facts, and then we almost wrapping up. What you got for us?
It's time to go.
It's time to wrap up. You're not even gonna do the cousin story?
No. That's my big facts.
Oh, shit.
I'm crying. My big facts is it's time to go. And what I mean is we are fastly approaching whether people want to, realize it or not. And we've talked about it in moderation before, but it's a real thing. And I'm actually strongly considering it. It's time for people, if you're capable, to move out of this country. And I don't know if you're a person that travels often abroad, it may be, a bit easier for you to like swallow. I can see it being extremely scary for somebody who doesn't or hasn't yet, or the only place you've been is Jamaica or something. But like, it's time to go. Like,
what makes you say that?
All work being remote right now, just in general, it's
they calling people back into the office.
It's fine. I'm not.
Most people, I know a lot of people have been called on back.
It sucks. And I think, and that may even be why, like, you have to realize how senseless it is to call anybody back into the office when people have been actively performing their job functions for how many years now? How many years has it been since COVID? Like, how can you make sense of me needing to sit here? Just for what? And it's because you rented this building, or because you got real estate in this building, now you need to use it. You couldn't offload it because the market's sucky now, so we gotta come back. Absolutely not.
Right.
You made it possible. I've been doing my job. Ain't no way you can call me back.
Yeah.
But my thing is, imagine that your job is remote or whatever in other countries, and I'm talking about Malaysia, Bali, different places in general, even the Dominican Republic, which we shouldn't go there because of how they did Haitians or whatever. But just anywhere else, to be perfectly honest, where your money, imagine you do make, let's say you make $100,000, cool. But I was just talking about, like, here in this economy, it's nothingness. By the time you survive, that's it. As opposed to with that money, you can really live. And I'm talking about like a king, queen kind of energy where your lifestyle, and I'm talking about penthouse apartment, groceries, your lifestyle, bills, whatever it is you need over there, maybe $2,000 for the month. Maybe $1,500 for the month, depending on where you at. Rent for your apartment is $450 and you live in the nice apartment. You know what I mean? And how much money you're saving. Not to say that, indefinitely, but you're making that same money, but somewhere else where your cost of living isn't high. And you can actually... And
your quality of life.
Your quality of life is amazing. And you're actually able, instead of like playing the cat and mouse game, to put some stuff away for your future. Your future and generations' future. Like, we keeping it a buck. Like, unless you hitting something, like, you're not passing down to your grandkids the wealth of the world. Like,
right.
You'd be lucky if you get a house that you can pass on. I got y'all a house. Hold on to it. Don't sell it.
Right.
But like, you can go somewhere and really get your paper together and return if you need be, but return in a different position.
That's what my mother-in-law did. That worked here, retired here, right? Finished work here, and she gets her retirement money and pension money and Social Security because she got dual citizenship, and she gets to do all of that in Panama. And like you said, she'll be like, how much y'all pay for power this month? And we'll be like, well, the winter's coming, so probably about 176 because we both get so chilly. And she'd be like, my power bill was $2.17. And then I caught a quarter cab to go up to the grocery store. And when she be talking about this stuff, because of how conditioned my brain is, when I first heard about Panama and like just how little everything costs there, I thought, oh, this is a third world country.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the outskirts of the tourist place that we go visit. And then my friend was like, I just got back from a trip to Panama, and he showed me what it looked like. And then we FaceTime my mother-in-law, and it's like Christmas there, and she's showing, I'm like, oh, a regular city. It's just, she's not dependent on a car and stuff like that. So we definitely, like, the only thing that's been holding up the process is my wife needed to get her passport, and then I need to change my name. But we are doing dual citizenship so that if one of y'all's January 6th ass cousins gets elected into this country and they start to roll back all this shit that Kamala has done, very clear about what I'm saying here, then we got to get the fuck out. But the only issue is a lot of the places that I want to go, I can't be gay, right? I can't be a woman, right? And safely living on my own. And so it's like, because of course I want to return to the continent. I'm cool with Panama because there are a lot of people that are there. And of course it's my wife's, culture and her heritage and things like that. But I would love to, when Ghana says return home, I would love every Black person I admire in this world has gone to Ghana and came back radically different. Maya Angelou, James Baldwin, like all of these folks have gone and come back. Even you can think about it now, like in the way that Chance has been radicalized, and the Chance that Ebro from the radio show has been radicalized from doing that return to Africa and return to Ghana, all this other kind of stuff, return to the continent, Jadena. Like, it's just like, hey, I would love to do that. But I also don't want to be spat upon and had, but is that propaganda? Is that because, when people hear about about the United States, they think we all walking around, pew, 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 and we're all fat and we're all stupid. But when I hear about laws being passed over there that are like, and the punishment, that ain't propaganda.
It ain't propaganda.
So how do you balance that? I wonder what stops people from really even seriously entertaining it. Because at this point, you can't be convinced that America is the greatest place on earth.
It's over. That shit's over.
No one can't. They can't. People are
literally coming here. People from London, people whatever, just like, this shit ain't always cracked up to be.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go home. There are people who is just like living. I seen a video of a young girl, and she's Black. She's beautiful or whatever, but she has an accent, like, a really strong Asian accent, a Vietnamese accent. And she was just, there was
she's Black and Japanese.
Yeah. She's Black and Japanese. She was like, I would never live there ever.
Yeah.
And if you never want to go to America, she was like, yeah, hell no. Like under any circumstance. And I say that to say that the conditions in which she looked like she was living in weren't the best. But she was like, I don't give a fuck.
Because the warfare, like I chuckled when you were talking, because I'm like, yeah, we can't be convinced that this place is great, because we literally just talked about we are eating a food that we know has 2% human like flesh, and we're like, yeah, we just, that's America. Like, we know we're being fed
anybody
shit.
else would be like, why are they feeding you that? Like, how was that?
Why are you eating that?
Just like, this is what the fuck.
Yeah, like this girl was saying, am I
gonna start eating hot dogs? Probably.
Or I'm just going to accept that this country is going to kill me because I'm too afraid to try something else. Like, I saw I've seen multiple videos where this girl, was comparing living in London and living in the United States. And she was saying she would prefer the United States more for the reasons that we have had in access, right? Mm-hmm. Like the convenience of things. She was like, when my son is sick, I can go to a drive-through pharmacy, right? Everything in the US is made for y'all to be convenienced. And she was like, and she said, everyone in London thinks that every day when I leave my house, I'm going to be shot because there's so much gun violence here. And she was like, and again, it depends on where you are. She was like, but I have lived in 6 different states so far, and I have not had any of those experiences. And she was like, and I don't think people understand that each state has its own laws and it's a completely different field. Yeah, it's almost like being in a different country. But on the other side of that, like, we know that the foods that we're eating, the portion sizes, and so many of us have just accepted like it just is what it is. But why when I go to Checkers do I get a soda this big and my fries are this big, and then it's just soaking through the bag, and I'm like,
you can get all that shit for $3.
Yeah, and
it's salad. It's gonna cost you $15.
It's cloned cows, and everything got the red dye. We know it killed this plastic bottle. I got to check and see if it's B7 on the bottom, because if it gets too hot, then I'm going to get some carcinogens in my body.
Now you got cancer.
Now I got cancer.
Okay, because on the commercials that we watch every day, they sell us medicine. And
yeah.
That's another thing countries are looking at. Like, I don't understand. Why are y'all purchasing medicine? Like, it's an advertisement? Yeah.
Advertisement. As a undergrad marketing major, that has always bothered me. Because all it did was create a consumerism market for drugs where I can say, hey, I think I got this issue. Maybe you can give me Farxiga. Like, when I go to my doctor, I can see the pharmacy rep sign in. Yeah. And I'm like, Farxiga for this, maybe? And they're like,
ask your doctor for why? Then ask my doctor for shit.
Then I walk away.
What I need.
I walk away with free samples. This many. Yeah, try it out. Try Farxiga. See if you like it.
Like, let me know what you think.
Yeah. But we definitely, I think if you seriously look into, especially if you straight, especially if you straight and male, what are you still here for?
Yes,
you're not caught up in this Handmaid's Tale shit. If I go, I need to be anchored. But where you think you're gonna go?
I don't know. But what I will say is that for your sake and mine and anybody else's, better get your ass over there and be your homegirl forever. My family. This is my fucking best girl.
Right.
We come over here. We're gonna live here. Y'all gonna have a kid though. Who is this child of bastards?
Jesus.
Who's this father? He does that. It's married. I don't know. That's my thing. Is that I'm a little skeptical. And again, propaganda. Why am I afraid that the return home to any of these countries, insert whatever, might end up being, because I am a person of the belief that once people see you a certain way, like the impoverished or the under, privileged will always be that way. Mm-hmm. So it's not like we're going to these places as regal. Like I want all the Americans to come here. Y'all are coming here as the Americans. You know what I mean? And there will always be a subclass.
And they're gonna have a preconceived notion. And there's gonna be a lot that we need to unlearn, because there is a lot we need to unlearn,
a lot that will be in place for the Americans. Yeah, if you're an American over time anyway. You know what I mean? Little by little by little, you're still with the Americans. If you're not original from here, same like the Dominican Republic did to the Haitians. Like how the fuck all of a sudden now, we get, but again, that could be my, the propaganda and me fearing that. I hope that's not the case, but I just feel like
I think they have convinced us that this place is great, whether we believe it or not. And so then when we look at other places, because they have really tried to indoctrinate us with the idea that other places are shitholes.
And granted, I traveled to other places and they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Like living is something different. Like becoming a citizen here is something very different, because when I'm coming here, I got tourist money. Of course you're kind to me. Of course you're nice to me. And it feels amazing. Because, oh my gosh, it's Americans. But if I got to live here and I'm just walking across the street, is it just looking like, oh my gosh.
Here they come. Yeah. But I haven't seen any videos. And of course, what kind of data is TikTok? But everybody who I have seen on there that did the expat shit, right? Became expatriates, patriots, whatever. But expatriate is what I'm gonna call myself, because I never was. But I'm definitely done with this shit. But anyway, nobody regrets it. They say there's growing pains. There's, if there's a language barrier, but that can be overcome because we're not as stupid as we think we are. You can learn another language. And so where would you go? Did you say?
Yeah, definitely back to the homeland. I thought about some other places. I like Bali a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. But I would try to, it would only make sense to go somewhere that would make sense for, being here on the same time, operating on this time. I wouldn't go somewhere where it's 3 damn days ahead.
Gotcha.
trying to function. 3 damn days ahead in the morning.
You gotta send a crow.
Like I got to send a pigeon. It's like, did you get on the meeting? I thought I was on it. Is it yesterday or today or whatever? I don't know. But Bali is a place I thought of.
Shit will fuck me up.
Listen, Bali is a place I thought of. I just recently saw somebody post that they now live in Malaysia, and they said it's amazing. That's where I got those stats for that.
Wow. Finland is great. I ain't bullshit you. Finland and Denmark, I heard those are great places. Particularly Finland for childcare, and Denmark, both of them for education. The education systems there, we're trying to model their shit here in the U.S.
So many white people, Lord knows. I've been to South Africa, and believe it or not, it can be a little bit racist. There's a lot of white people living in South Africa. They think they own it, and it's crazy. Lucky as they do. But that's another great place. I love it.
But I want to fucking go to Ghana. I want to go to Ghana. I promise you I do. I done seen some studs living their best life in Ghana. And if a stud can live her best life there,
if she can.
I can hold my wife's hand. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're trying to go far. That's what I'm saying. Why can't you just get your ass over there and that be your homegirl, and then y'all go home and do what you need to do? Y'all that walking in the street holding hands.
We gotta always close the blinds. I'm not trying to be, what's her name? The one we keep mixing up over there. Helen Keller up there in the attic.
Yeah, well, you need to do it.
What's her name? Anne Frank.
Anti-Semitic.
I'm so sorry.
You need to be both. You need to be both. You need to be in the attic with your eyes closed and not listening to shit. Get your ass in there, bitch. And yeah, you don't need to be holding these streets on the hands on the streets in Atlanta. Get your ass to the store. Come on, ain't that much love in all the fucking world. Y'all been the same doing all.
I don't like PDA, so it could work for me.
You don't. Anyway, so don't get the Ghana trying to do it. Why can't we fight here? We want to hold hands, bitch. You didn't hold hands in Atlanta. That's the gayest place you could have ever been.
Talking like that.
Yeah.
In that accent.
We want to fight. Please. We belong here. We belong here. We are right. We have a right to be here. That right.
Hey man,
we have
that might
right.
be that what they call it. What they call it? Blue market, blue sky. You know when the market is oversaturated, and then you got the opposite of that. That DEI shit might pop off over there. I go over there and become fucking Oprah, bitch.
Listen, this is Dr. Michelle. Dr. Fire
and they really do appreciate education. You know what? Don't worry about it.
Dr. Fire Angelou, she's going to speak to us about being gay. Dr. Fire, why are you gay?
Hell no. We're gonna talk about
something. Why are you gay? Who gay? You are gay.
No, that me.
What are you doing? Why are you doing such things? Is it not the penis you are liking? We have gone through you and your wife's belongings and we found this. You obviously are interested in penis. Why are you wanting the fake ones? What are you doing? Your wife is loving this, yeah? Why are you putting this on like panties? You're putting the penis on. It is artificial. Just like in America, the hot dog.
Okay, we gotta move. Hey, okay. So
putting this in here. How does it work? She's putting this here. My wife was direct about the bonnet. Get rid of them. Up with their head, bitch.
Get rid of them.
But you up with their heads.
I'm moving on.
Doctor here. Listen.
Moving on. Are you familiar with what a land grant institution is?
Yeah.
What is a land grant institution?
The institution, I know what a land grant is.
What's a land grant?
The land grant institution is the institution that grants land grants. To get a land grant is to get a stipend from the government or a grant or sum of money to purchase land.
Okay. It sound about right to me, right?
Sound about right to me. And an institution is the people that get it. So what the fuck it is?
So back in the year 1862.
Okay.
There was a man named Justin Morrill. Okay, just so that we can understand it's not the word. And he was working in the government at the time, and he came up with an act that said, okay, we want to educate more people in this country. 1862. We got all of that land in the West that belongs to nobody. It belonged to the Native Americans and indigenous people of this land. But we got all that land just sitting there. Let's just chunk some pieces of it off, and let's use some of that land to start universities where people can learn how to do stuff, and we can make this country great for the first time on the backs of slave labor and killing indigenous folks. But anyway, so the Land Grant Act of 1862 took land that was in the western part of the country, broke it up, and turned it into colleges and universities. Some of those universities that are still lingering today from the 1862 one are, who did I say? Oh, I forgot to cover something. No. At first, these schools in 1862 were not for the Negroes because we had not yet, give us free. But anyway, those schools are University of Wisconsin, Iowa State, what was then University of New Jersey, which is now Rutgers, right? So that's not on the West, but just chunks of land. Then came the Land Grant Act, the Morrill Act of 1890.
Okay.
Which said, okay, let's take all this other land that we got just sitting and let's dedicate this to some Negro schools. Mm-hmm. Because now we had what I loved is debating college history with folks. So you had what they called the Negro problem, right? Mm-hmm. You had all these newly freed slaves, right? Freed people, Black people, and we needed something to do with them. But let's not give them access to our schools, okay? We're learning real shit over there. Much. Okay, let's start some schools and some bits of land where maybe they can learn how to sew and grow things and essentially do all the things that we were already doing.
Yeah.
Right. But what we have seen today and what has come out recently is that the U.S. Secretary of Education has sent a letter, and one in particular, and this is not the first time it's happened, to the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, saying that the state has provided inequitable funding for years to the tune of for one of the land grant institutions here in Georgia, which is Fort Valley State University, which is where my mother graduated from, of $603 million. $603 million the state of Georgia has shorted one particular land grant institution, Fort Valley State University. So basically it says Fort Valley would have received an additional $603 million if its per student funding was equal to that of the University of Georgia, right? Overall, 16 of the country's 19 historically Black land grant universities have been underfunded by their states by a total of $13 billion, according to the federal analysis of per student state spending from 1987 to 2020. Only 2 states, Ohio and Delaware, that's where you have Wilberforce, Wilberforce, and another, I can't ever remember the other one, are the only 2 that have equitably funded their HBCU land grant institutions. Other state institutions have funding gaps between $172 million to $2.14 billion compared to their predominantly white counterparts. So what does this look like? It's not that right now the state of Georgia is going to say, oh, $603 million. Well, let's go ahead and take it, Fort Valley. But what has happened is what the state is going to do is look at the data that was put together by the university, by the U.S. Secretary of Education, and then look at the funds that were allocated. It's going to go back and forth for a while. And eventually, when will that eventually be? I don't know. Fort Valley might get a lump sum of money. This happened with Bowie University in Maryland. I want to say maybe about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit under that, where they got a lump sum of millions of dollars and did a lot with the institution, right? Upgraded their building, so on and so forth. But if we make the case for Fort Valley, I have to bring up the oldest historically Black college in the state of Georgia, which is Savannah State University, which was founded in 1890, right? One thing to keep in mind, that when they started to do these land grant institutions, you know the shit was still fucked up. They still chose the worst parcels of land to give to these Black schools. Fun fact, Savannah State was based, or at the time it was Georgia College for Industrial Youth or something like that. It was in Athens. But as the school started to grow, they didn't want more Black people coming to Athens. So they moved Savannah State from Athens to a little chip of land called Thunderbolt in Savannah, which is on a marsh, which is sinking into the marsh and all this other stuff. And they did that kind of shit intentionally. Some other land grant institutions, there are 19 other land grant institutions that exist in the US right now. And what we're seeing is that these schools have been underfunded, and they have proof of it now, right? But what gets me is how people who have I don't know if you've had a lot of conversations with people who are Black and did not go to HBCUs, but it is the most annoying conversation that I could have, right? Because they'll say stuff like, well, I mean, the PWI is just, if that's what you want to call it, you know, they just have better resources and better faculty and all that stuff.
It's just better and blah, 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 blah.
And it's like, so you have never thought,
I have.
To me, it is the same conversation about when you have a conversation with a bootstrapping Republican, right? So you see these HBCUs and you think they're just run terribly, underfunded, have older buildings simply because all Black people are just terrible at managing money.
Yeah.
You think
100%.
that
HBCUs just don't have it. They don't manage their money well.
You know, and it's just because, and then I always, you know, the question is why? So you would have to tell me that you think that Black people are just that terrible at managing business, or are all of these presidents that are coming into these HBCUs dealing with mountains and years of bullshit that could have been resolved by money. You get into squabbles with alumni, and this alumni won't donate, and you're trying to get the alumni association up. But these other schools are just being funded properly, so they don't have all of those. Nope. I got to rob from Peter to pay Paul. That means you might get your refund check a little late, or that means we might need to close this dorm. They're not having to deal with that, but you don't have the compassion, the understanding, the grace for your own people to think maybe it's not like this because all Black people are inherently bad. It's the same argument. You go to a Black neighborhood and you see people just hanging out at the corner store and you think Black people are lazy. I can't believe that. Or is it like what you mentioned earlier? There's a set of circumstances that these Black people in these neighborhoods have been forced to endure, and this is their coping mechanism, or this is the response that they have. But you would just rather think, oh no, Black people are just shabby. Same thing with any Black-owned business.
I've been to other neighborhoods. I've been to nicer Black neighborhoods. They don't gotta be like this. And then I go to this one, it ain't nothing but them robbing and stealing. And
you see, like, and then you pull up one Black person, one exceptional Negro, and say, if they made it, we all could do it. And not thinking about, like, even me, if somebody says, well, Michelle, you're neurodiverse and you got it. There were some opportunities that I had, that I was afforded, that other people may not have been.
No,
and I can, and I can consider that. So when I think about just one school underfunded over, what's that, 1987, 13, 23, 13, 33, 43, 43 years. Ooh, I knew it had a 3 in it. Over 43 years. Is that right? That ain't right. That ain't right. 33. Anyway, some years. By $603 million collectively, to the tune of $13 billion. Wow.
And look at this, right? I'm going to use this example for the same thing. You got two schools. It's just like, yeah, we got two schools. They're in the same area. You got Georgia State and you got whatever. Or to the point that you just made, that sometimes you're afforded opportunities that other people just aren't. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you a prime example. My mom subs. And here recently, I hate to even share the story, but matter of fact, I'll just make it general. Let's just say, because I know people that do it, I've completely changed the trajectory of me talking to somebody for doing it. We got to say 2 little boys, right? 2 little boys. They went to the same exact high school. And y'all know this, it ain't rocket science. One boy's mom gets up, makes him breakfast, make sure he eats, make sure his clothes is together before he goes. The other boy's mom, his entire one, he don't eat, so he got to eat breakfast when he get to the school or whatever. His mama smoked weed. His clothes reek of fucking weed when he get there. Even if she take him to school, drop him off, he smell like a fucking pound of loud, right? Both of them boys walk into the same classroom. The teacher don't see them boys the same. I don't care what you do, because they're not. If I'm being honest, they're not the same. Those aren't the same kind of boy. Boy on the left, boy that smell like weed is probably tired. And he obviously, and quite literally, probably has contact. I hate when people do that shit. People be like, this is weed. I can smoke when I want. Like, these, are you fucking dumb? It's a controlled substance. You riding with the windows up on the way to school and you smoking. This boy got to get out. But somehow, because he's a child, he's fine. I can't ride in the car with the windows up and somebody else smoking. But again, we go to school. We got the test. We take the test. Boy on the right there had the breakfast. ACEs test, whatever. Boy on the left don't do so well. Because he don't do so well, they're both on the track team. He don't do so well, and he can't run track no more. The other boy still, he passed his test, his grades are good, so he's still running track, he's still doing extracurricular shit. So that's what he's doing with his time. The other boy now, when he was using track, for his extra time, he had nothing else to do with his time. So maybe he's hanging out after school. His mom still can't come pick him up from work, but he can't run track no more. He can't be here. You can't come to practice, bro. Find something to do. Now he's not doing maybe the best things or whatever. Sure, there's an exceptional boy that's just like, oh, I failed, but I'm just going to work hard and go somewhere and study and dribble my basketball outside of practice. Maybe, but the likelihood of that shit is not the same. But again, you can look at this and be like, I went to the same school, you got the same education and blah, 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 blah. And then this bullshit. And let's just say when he got to school that morning, breakfast was over. He fucking ate all day. I don't want to hear shit you got to say. I'm hungry. Man, this shit is just wild. And you can think of it in respect to them colleges. It's just like, okay, well, look at them. Like, the buildings are old. And it's like, yeah, you motherfuckers have been getting $2, $3, $10 million every year.
Right.
For 50 years.
In government funding.
Funding.
Yeah.
Like money that's guaranteed to you. Not that's minus your alumni contributions.
Yeah.
Minus, extra donations from celebrities that decide that they want to fucking hook the school up. Minus all of that shit. No matter what, we can guarantee and make plans for $50,000 that we know we gonna get every time. $10,000, $5 million that we know we gonna get without a shadow of a doubt. Any extra we get is great. We can do some other things. This school, however, don't get shit.
Yeah,
they don't get shit. We begging our alumni that is actively dealing with this goddamn economy right now. Bitch, I don't got no extra money to give you. I can tell you right now, they give me the letters. Look, I got $50 for y'all.
Yeah.
Stop sending this stuff to my house. Asking me for $500. What do you think this is? I live in the same economy. Inflation is real.
You stupid.
But again,
would you care if your kids didn't go to HBCUs?
I would want them to.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I would care. I would care very deeply. I would rather you not go.
Damn.
Get a trade. For real, get a trade. Be like, you know what? I want to do this. I've been studying this and I'm going to go deeper into this. That's fine. Fuck that, man.
Of the people that have gone to college in my family, and it's not a whole lot of us, I am the only one that has gone to an HBCU. And my niece, as she's looking at schools, hello, Jordan, I know you're listening. I don't think she's going to go to an HBCU. It sucks, and she does want to tour my alma mater, but I know my alma mater isn't, it need to get that $603 million real quick.
This is what I will do.
She's toured like UGA, and then she's going to go tour Tuskegee, and look at what my hands are doing. Both schools have a great program for what she wants to study. UGA is going to give her in-state tuition and all of UGA, everything UGA offers, right? Tuskegee is going to give her a different experience, and it's the program that is the program for Black vets in this country. It is the one. It's like you want to do dentistry, you go to Meharry. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like you want to do medicine, you go to Morehouse School of Medicine, you go to Howard School of Medicine, whatever. Like, you got these ones, but I do understand the appeal of a UGA. And we're talking about the trade-offs. Like, okay, Black people at PWIs normally do find a way to really click up and bond because there's so much external pressure. At HBCUs, it can feel cliquish if you're not a certain type of Black, because there is this idea of who's authentically Black and who isn't.
But it's all of us are there though. That's your clique.
You see what I'm saying?
If you the Black quirky, you over there.
But you also, I think for me in HBCU taught me to unlearn the monolith, right? Like there were so many different type of Black people. I was a middle class Black girl. There were some skater Black people. There was some like bougie Black people. Then there was like the hood.
All of them, though.
Yeah,
we fuck with all of them. We fuck with the weird Black kids.
Yeah,
we was fucking with them, and there was some, like you said, it's some skaters, some whatever. I'm just here, came from White Town, but I'm here with the Blacks now. It's just like
when she was telling me about her school choices, and I was like, so no HBCUs in the top anymore. She's like, well, I still want to go. She said, I do want to see Savannah State, and I do want to see Tuskegee, and I'm like, okay, but
because I get it, and because like I get it, like it's not lost on me. I get it. I know that there's the different benefits that come with certain stuff. I say you at least just gotta do it. Go undergrad and go get your master's at a PWI if need be, but do it once, man. Like do it. It's necessary.
Yeah,
it's necessary. I can't even pretend.
But it's hard. So much of their life is on social media because she gonna graduate with people that are going to these big schools, and she gonna see all this stuff, what I consider big at the time, like a Chick-fil-A on campus or a Chipotle and all this other stuff. And then she gonna be at Tuskegee, and they got fried fish Fridays and dripped out Tuesdays or whatever. Right. But I'm like, it's fun.
Fried chicken Wednesday.
You see what I'm saying? Fried chicken Wednesday used to go crazy. Miss Felicia on the omelets, man. Shut up, man. But anyway,
you don't fucking. What the difference is understanding that you don't need that other shit. The white schools need that. Ain't nobody cooking in them fucking kitchens. You need a Chick-fil-A and a McDonald's and a Pizza Hut and a whatever. You need your shack. Whatever your shack was at your school, your shack, your union or whatever that was. With them motherfuckers was on the back of that grill.
Yep.
You got the calf and you got your union or your shack or whatever it was that you go get the greasy shit from.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had a little shack.
You got a little shack. Ours was called the Ram Shack. You go to the Ram Shack, but you get your double cheeseburger.
Chicken shack.
Yeah, get your double cheeseburger. You get your chicken Philly. You know who was cooking ours? A motherfucking felons. There was niggas that were like prison release.
So what's so funny?
You can get you a fucking chicken
Philly. I was about to say that was my father. That was my father. He was the main cook at universities, at Oglethorpe, at Emory, and was out of prison. But he was taking care of them white kids. He was like, hey, Tyler, what you want? They're like, oh, Mr. Pete, you make this so good. But guess what? At an HBCU, You got a whole bunch of them. It's Sodexo or whoever the other food providers are, but you got somebody back there like your auntie.
You got somebody back there
that we can't just do the creamy mac and cheese. Add some motherfucking shredded cheddar, some sharp to that.
I'm
shit.
Going through this line. Hey, bro, let me get a double cheeseburger and a dime bag. He had it. I'm not saying this with the university, so. But you can get your, don't fucking worry about that burger shit. Go ahead, get your shit. Go to the back. If you was in that type of thing. I never knew what the extra people was ordering because I didn't smoke till I got very grown.
Oh, okay.
But baby, listen.
So, it's a thing. I think I had a value of going to an HBCU because my mom went to Fort Valley and Atlanta University. Before it was Clark Atlanta, it was Atlanta University and Clark College. My mom graduated from Atlanta University.
I know that.
Yeah, Clark College, Atlanta University, and then they combined and became Clark Atlanta. And it was so funny when I was in chapter meeting, they was like, and see, we gonna do we was doing some extra fundraising for the kids at Clark after the flood, that stuff was going on. The chapter was doing like concerted fundraising for them. And they was like, we all love Clark Atlanta Sigma chapter. Some of y'all Atlanta University in here. And I was like, oh, y'all, that old Delta D is up here. Okay, having a good time. But anyway, so I just wanted to, provide a little education on that. And we're about the time, if you have a college age, a child that is a senior in college, now is the time that they need to be choosing what college they're going to attend. It ain't in the spring. If you wait until the spring, you are way, way, way behind. So if you have a child in your life that is just so excited about homecoming and senior night, go ahead and ask them what college they're going to. They need to go ahead and make that decision now. So
ready. Ask me because you ready.
All right. What we got? Our final segment. This is where if we had commercials and sponsors, they would come in here. We say, all right, we're gonna take a little commercial break.
Boom. Telemundo.
Okay.
All right. Well, all right. Ask your big cousins. This is from a lady.
Okay.
He didn't give an age. Hey, cousins. So I think I know what y'all say, but I had to ask. I'm recently engaged. Congratulations, lady.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, I had been in a relationship with my fiance for 5 years. As boyfriend, girlfriend, for 5 years. However, I have a dilemma. His mom, my future mother-in-law, still entertains and speaks with his ex-girlfriend. They text and talk on the phone often. I know for a fact that he doesn't deal with her anymore, but they are cordial. Even that might be too. Sorry. If I'm being honest, it just feels inappropriate. Am I doing too much because I am the one that's engaged to him? Should I let it go or address it? That's it. She said it feels inappropriate. It bothers her. Let me tell you this. I'm getting my piece first.
Okay.
The longer you don't say something, if it bothers you, the less valid it's going to be when you do. I feel like.
Because they know you know about it and you should have said something.
Like, why you, now all of a sudden it's year 2 and you got a problem with it. You don't like it now. And I don't even know how long it's been because y'all have already been together for 5 years before y'all got engaged. And the mama been kicking the shit with baby girl. At least say something. I feel like what happens after you say something can be a whole nother letter for another time, but you got to get that shit out there. You got to get it on paper that you said something and I don't like it. Right. I feel like, you know how I feel about it. We already talked about it. We talked about this last episode.
I knew you was going to go back to that. Yeah.
Just listen to me. You know me. They love it. Me. Love it. I'm skinning and grinning. I'm loving on everybody. You hear me? If it's over, it's over. Bye. But them folks, man, what you doing all this fucking entertaining and skinning and grinning and shit for? Like, this is my thing, right? When you go to a job, right? And this is with anybody. This is like exes, current relationships. If you in a current breakup, if you're at a job, right? And they offer you free gym membership, you get to have extra shit in the lounge. They give you, free massages on Wednesdays, discount at the bowling alley. Obviously, you get your medical insurance, whatever. If you quit that motherfucker, You don't get to go back to the gym and be like, remember, I still no, baby. You don't get these perks no more. That shit is over with. And it ain't nothing to get. The gym ain't got nothing against you. But this discount that you got was in relation to them. I fucked with them and gave you this discount. You got to pay full price now. It's not that we don't like you or anything, but it's just that ain't the kind of relationship we got.
Yeah. That's
how I feel about it. When exes and people still hanging around, you still getting the price. I'm a forever beat, man. That shit is for the birds. Because now what kind of special am I? You know what I mean? Like if this motherfucker, it don't make, like, working at Google is elite. Granted, they do all the extra shit because they overwork people, but that's what the perks are for. When you're here, this is what you get. It don't make it the same kind of fucking special if when I'm gone and now I work for Amazon, I still get the fucking Google perks. Nobody can get this shit. Follow me here.
Yeah.
Carry your ass on. This was the perk that you got of fucking with me, being here with me. My mother, and I mean it quite literally, is a perk of me. She's so sweet. She's so kind. She's so funny. Her energy is contagious. It is a perk. That's what happens when you come with me. That's the kind of in-law. That's a perk of me. That's a perk of me. She comes with me. Everything come with me. I do a lot of shit, we together. When you out of there, bye.
It's over.
Bye.
Yeah.
The shit is over. And it's weird to me because imagine now I have a new employee, right? Because you're his new fiance. But this bitch still getting the perks. Like, damn, I want you to feel like a valued employee here, right? And I'm just using that analogy. I'm just keeping it going. But I want you to feel valued. I want you to feel like because you're here, this is what you get. But it's just like, okay, like I can also get this shit when I leave, apparently, because look at what's still here. This shit ain't special. And I'm that way. I want you to feel that way. Some people may feel like, oh, it's fake. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it was fake. I should have been able to kick it if you, all this shit is a perk. I low-key feel like my friends, everything a perk. Fuck all that. When you gone, it's bye. And I'm talking about quick like that. And people feel like, oh, it was never, but it's not. Like I take that when I'm in a relationship or dealing and I get to meeting people, networking with people, like this is an extension. I get this as a perk because I'm with you. If you take me like, oh, this is Shell's friend. She took me to meet DJ Clue. Wow, I don't know if she's a DJ. That's really dope. I got to meet and see blah, blah. DJ Clue shouldn't really, unless we start a business or some shit together, we got that close. But if it was just a high and by, sure, you can come to the studio when Shell comes. I'd love to have you here.
Yeah.
If she's coming, she's spending with me. What the fuck are you doing at the studio if Shell not here? I don't understand. Why you still here? But we had got our own kid. Oh, baby, go ahead.
It's over. Okay.
It's over.
Listen. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's it. What you think?
I think I definitely would have said something before I became fiance. It would have been very early into the relationship because the last thing you want to do is wait till you're married and then say something, because now it makes it seem like you moving different simply because y'all are married, but y'all have been together this whole time, been engaged this amount of time, and you've been feeling away the whole time. So you should have just said something. I get the vibe. I'm like you. I get along with parents very well because essentially I am a parent. I have the sensibilities, if y'all have not can't tell, of a 65-year-old Black woman. And so in some areas. And so I get along with parents very well. And it's not a thing where I'm being phony. It just so happens that I really do enjoy this song. It just so happens that this is how I like to cook, or I can bake or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I would ask. No, I was gonna say I get the sense that this woman is not she not that person. She don't do well, because otherwise I would have been said to my partner, "You like her more than me? Why you still talk to his ex? You must like her more than me." Because now is she still invited to Thanksgiving? She's still invited to Thanksgiving because the both of us gonna be here. Because I'm not bringing the mac and cheese if she gonna be here.
Why you think you still skinning the grinning? With you? You don't fuck with
exactly.
No,
so did he tell you? He or she told you that he or she don't fuck with me, and that's why? Okay, so what's going on? I don't understand. I would have did something like that already, because otherwise, what is the goal here? And what I thought you were gonna say, that ex is doing the thing ex is, you know what I mean? Like she's like, so what the new girl doing? So okay, what she get you for Mother's Day? Oh, she didn't even say, she just text you. Wow.
Yeah, she can't. So I'm interested to know too, what buddy, how you handling this? Check that shit at the door.
Number one, he is the one that should be handling it.
Should be.
But
this is inappropriate.
I would say I have had my last girlfriend before this relationship, her mother, we broke up. There was a gap in between. We broke up in like 2016. Her mom would periodically reach out to me and ask me like about DJ stuff, right? Like, you have the speaker or whatever. And, I wasn't too keen on that because when me and that girl broke up, her mom was the main one throwing me out our home, right? Packing up my shit in trash bags and all that stuff. So we not, you know what I mean? But the last time she reached out to me literally was last year. Mind you, my ex done been engaged and probably was with the girl that she cheated on me with, then got engaged with another girl, probably been in another relationship. But last year, after I got married, and I'm literally like the day after I posted pictures on Facebook, and me and my ex's mom were Facebook friends. She called me and asked me for my grits recipe. She was like, you remember that time? Mind you, this is the weekend I got married, like family still in town. And so she was like, you remember that time when you came over and you made the grits and da, 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 da. And I was like, I didn't make any grits. And she was like, I said, I'll get back to her either way. So, I was like, you got me mixed up with another one of her exes or whatever. And I felt like she was just calling to be messy. You know what I mean? Like, I see you married and I'm still going to try to do this. And I had to draw the line like, nah, that wasn't me. I ain't got no recipe, but hope all is well or whatever, because I don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah.
We have nothing to talk about. I like the way you phrase it. Like that's a perk of being with me. I cannot stand when I break up with somebody and my friends still want to be friends with that motherfucker. And of course, because I'm not a bad person, I'm not going to say like, well, fuck her. You know what I mean? Nobody should be cool. But at the same time, draw the line. I don't, y'all going, I can't say the words that I want to say, but you're doing shit
that feel like it doesn't matter. They should still be hanging around, kicking. It's just like, yo, no. I don't give it. My thing is, people confuse, and they could be, like I said, a Southern thing, and I don't know. I don't even think it's that. I think it's just moral character. People confuse being nice and being cordial. Like, imagine this. Imagine I got a line sister. Mm-hmm. My line sister, actually, don't imagine I got a line sister. I have a line sister. She's married. Mm-hmm. I love her husband. That's my dog. If they fuck, I'm talking about like he is my dog. Like he's my friend. I don't like call him on his phone or nothing. But if we all linked up, that's my boy. If she divorces him, love you to death, my boy. Bye, my nigga.
Yeah.
That's over. Imagine her being like, this is it. And I'm just like, well, I had developed a relationship with him. Like, that's like my brother. Get the fuck out of here.
Like on Insecure, Lauren should have never been invited to that dinner party, Tiffany's dinner party, to where he brought our South Asian homegirl that can come to the cookout.
It's over, baby.
That should have been done because that was Issa's friend group, not Lawrence's.
And imagine that, like, my line sister, like, he loves me. Like, oh, me just the funniest. Yo, that's my favorite line sister that you got. I am a perk of her, my nigga. I am a perk of her. I am an extension. You get to be like, oh, you do have some cool friends by way of her.
The only way that would continue to happen is if I thought my friend was wrong. And I know that's still fucked up. But if I thought and that's why I kept looking at my friends like, do y'all think I'm the fucked up one in the situation? Because otherwise, if you know how she did me, why are you still friends with her? Unless you think I did something wrong, like Shell fucked that up. Shell blew the bag,
Yeah, she all right. That's an all right person over there. But I don't know. Again, and then people will be like, oh, you was fake. You was never really friends with him. You was never really. Yes, it is. But it's completely and totally, again, as an extension for her. I lend myself. I lend my personality. I lend my
network. My services.
My my network, my friends network. Like all of my friends have they bring the shit to the table. Do you hear me? They have a thing. They have a thing. If you need anything, I promise you, I got a person I can reach out to for it. I got somebody. You don't get to have that shit no more.
You sure don't.
That shit is over. Your access to that is over. Your access to me. If he leave her today, if it don't work out, and again, like you just said, without the circumstances, like, oh, well, she cheated on me. That's different. But in the event that even if it just don't work out, if she if she has any kind of juxtaposition to be like, yeah, I don't fuck with him. Neither do I.
That's it.
No way I can. It ain't me asking her, are you still cool? If I talk to him, she don't even have to say nothing to me. If you don't fuck with, now if it's different, if it's just like we just kind of went our separate ways, you know what I mean? Like he's always going to be a great guy, blah 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 blah. And if she don't care,
cool. There's some outlying situations, but the mama done kept this going too long. And unless this girl done lost her mom and she says, you're like the only mother I have in my life. But either still, as the new person, I'm gonna ask about it. And then, I'm a definitely say like,
I will say she says X, and because I want to make another like.
Could have been a long time ago.
No, I don't give a fuck. Well, yeah, me too, but I don't care. It is what it is. I was gonna say I don't think that they have kids together because I think that's another, like if it's his baby, but she would have said baby mama if it was baby mama.
Yeah, baby mama is different. Baby mama different.
Baby mama's different. That's what I said. That's
because now we're family. We're family.
We're family now. That's period. She's here to stay.
Yeah,
and that's just that. So, baby mama is very different. Especially
can't be upset about that. That's bird shit. Yeah, you getting upset that the grandmother
is talking to the mother of her grandbaby. You're wild. That's bird shit. That's I wanted to make that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Somebody gonna take what we said and be like, no, because I fucking listen to Facts and Feelings and they said it for X the bitch. No. If it's just an X, not just an X. That they have children together. She's a part of the family now. That's it. Yep. Look. When you baby mamas become cousins.
That's it. That's it.
That bitch like my cousin, man. I don't fuck with her no more.
Yep. Yep. I just realized maybe there was a moment where maybe I was a little bit hypocritical now that I think about this.
Uh-oh. But you was doing some shit. You was talking to some mamas while some other shit was going on.
No. Like I don't know what.
Either way, they should draw the line. I feel like even if I'm doing that, if I'm skinning the grin, you done moved on. Your mama, if I'm still being messy, then I'm still. I just got a family member that got an on and off thing with somebody who we all love. Okay, and when they off, we all still love. I'm trying to use no pronoun. If they off and on, I feel like that's not fair either.
But we wanted to be on.
What I'm saying is that so that's another caveat. If you off and on with,
but if the one person say we off permanently and there's some new person, the person we love gotta go, and I don't like that, but they gotta go because I could then that's disrespectful. But you know what I mean. You can stay around in the interim.
If there's a declaration, it's really wild. If it's a declaration, like I don't want you fucking with this person.
Yeah.
Like because now you're drawing a line in the sand of where my
if my friends say that, it's done.
If my friends say that, it's
done.
Like I don't want you fucking with them.
Say less.
I'm sorry, and I'm probably gonna tell you that I am so sorry. You are such an amazing person, but I am not gonna mess with you anymore.
I haven't met nobody that cool though.
Me either. I ain't met nobody.
Having a brother, like you got a sibling too. Having a brother that has dated women, that dates women. You know what I mean? I have had to let go of people who I'm like, dang, she was kind of.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Let me tell you where I'm at with it.
This episode is long.
It is. We got to wrap it up. But let me tell you where the fuck I'm at with it and how deep it is for me. I can honestly, totally say, outside of my I have a sister. Outside of my nephew's father, I don't even remember. Oh, I do. And I don't remember them names.
Oh, I be remembering.
Like the one I know, the one that she like now. I fuck with him. He would be the one. He would be the exception to the rule. If some shit blew up, I'd be like. That's my dog. That's my dog. But
if she say cut it off,
he out of here. Just so you know, bye, nigga, bye. Bye. I fuck with him. I fuck with him the long way. That's my dog. He's really we like brothers.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
We brothers.
I'm gonna text.
He ain't gonna be
text my brother-in-law. I thought about him earlier today.
I know. Hopefully you stay your brother-in-law. Go, you fuck up. You and we not brothers, and you know how cool he is. So don't do no dumb shit.
No. Anyway, all right. I think this was a Wayne Dang Doodle.
I think so. I think it's gonna be a smooth come up, and I feel like I appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
Thank you. I'm Fiya Angelou, FIYAANGELOU on social medias. And she Meechie Davis.
I'm Meechie Davis. Speaking of my shirt and HBCUs.
Hey, black of the college. What's the bottom?
Sweeter than knowledge is what it say. This is a list of every black HBCU.
Can't see over them titties.
Well, they're here. Every HBCU that there is.
Listed right there on them titties,
Right there on them titties. The
bottom of the shirt. Why I'm looking like this? Right there on them titties.
Sweeter than knowledge. Black of the college, sweeter than knowledge. I'm talking about, we got everybody on here. We got Central and Cheney and Clark and Clinton.
Cheney is the other one I was thinking about. Wilberforce and Cheney get into it about who's the first HBCU. It's Wilberforce. But anyway.
It's some of them I don't even know. You know what Simmons is?
No.
Simmons Southern University.
But you know I collect HBCU hoodies, so I need Simmons. I got a few last year that were like
a bunch.
Obscure.
Simmons. I know you don't got. Oh, look at Savannah State on here.
Hey.
You got Prairie View on here?
Do I have a Prairie View hoodie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Shelton State Community College?
Nah, I ain't got no
communities. Don't you look down your nose? That's about to happen. I don't have any community colleges. Look at you. You ain't shit. We appreciate y'all for coming out on Big Beach. Not the little one. Don't be collegists.
That's it. Everybody, just do great. All right. We out. Peace. Love.
Oh, we forgot to talk about Biden calling LL Cool J a boy.
We got another episode because there's a whole thing I wanted to cover and I didn't do it. I skipped over it. So, all right, next week.
Boy.